And happy afternoon to you. The sun is shining, the weather is sweet, and I could sing Bob Marley all day long, and that would make me happy. But you know what else makes me happy? Talking sports with my man Easy.
Amen.
Welcome to the afternoon show. My name is Stick. To my right,
your boy Easy.
What's on your shirt, Easy?
This is Miss Minutes.
Oh, all right.
From Marvel's, it was Loki.
Okay.
It's hype.
Awesome.
It's lit.
Well, it's good to see. And today we have Alex making sure we look good in producer land. And best part about Alex today, me and him are wearing the same exact T-shirt.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Alex, show yourself. We did not plan this either.
Gang, gang.
Yeah, Alex just shows
yeah.
up. We got some promo T-shirts, so we had to rock them.
That's so funny.
And we love the Tigers. And then of course we have Fish in the audio booth, making sure we sound good. And we're gonna have Corey Woods join us live. He's gonna come in the studio. He was at training camp earlier today and let us know all about Dan Campbell and the heat that he was bringing and talking about turds. Yes, Dan Campbell was talking about turds this morning, and we will talk about that later on the afternoon show. But first, let's get into it. Here is your sports update brought to you by the people at MyBookie. Go to mybookie.com right now. Enter promo code Woodward, and we will match your first deposit up to 50%. But here we go. Tigers on the road tonight. Start a 3-game series against the Baltimore Orioles. Casey Mize is going to be on the hill from Camden Yards, which Camden, one of the most beautiful ballparks that you will ever see anywhere. Like, it totally embodies the city of Baltimore. After a day off Sunday, Miguel Cabrera figures to be in the starting lineup, which we're on home run watch, baby. He only needs 2, and that could happen during any game at any time. And after losing 2 or 3 to the Indians over the weekend, Detroit is still struggling to get to an above 500 record, slowly taking themselves out of the wild card race as they are currently 11 games out of the wild card. But we're only 6 games out of 500, which is, I think, better than anybody thought the Tigers were going to be this year.
At this point, though, don't you want the draft pick or no?
Baseball, it's not as important, because even if you draft a guy like we did in the first round this year, he's not going to see the league for a year or 2, right? It's not like basketball where if you get a top 5 pick, he can immediately impact your team. There's very few guys that have come in the league. Even when like a Strasburg was drafted super high, he still had to earn his way into Major League Baseball. So baseball draft picks are weird to me.
I wonder who was the quickest to make that turnaround. From rookie to major league.
There's been a couple. Like Miguel Cabrera, when he got drafted, he came right into the pros. Pudge Rodriguez, came in the pros when he was 17, 18 years old.
Were they drafted as pros though? Was it how Killian was playing pro over in France? Is it like that type of situation? Or?
I'm not sure about Miguel Cabrera. I do know Pudge was playing pro ball where he was from.
Okay.
Yeah, and he was dominant then. So Tigers looking to take on the Baltimore Orioles this week, and hopefully Miggy. I want him to hit the 500, but I'm also going to be very petty, and I want him to do it here, right here, in the city, right here, Detroit. Last night, Adrian Wojnarowski said the Pistons agreed to a 2-year deal contract to bring back shooting guard Frank Jackson. The 23-year-old turned some heads in the second half of the season, and he shot 40% from the three-point line and averaged just under 10 points per game. Detroit has still to work out a deal with one more restricted free agent, and that's our boy Diallo. And I think both those guys, when we had Dwayne Casey in here, he went out of his way to mention both those players. So I would expect both those contracts to get signed pretty quickly.
For sure. I was hoping Diallo would be the safe, the one that's coming back for sure, because Jackson's it's nice to have him, but I feel like we're kind of now that we have Cade, we're kind of full at the 2-guard spot.
Dude, when you look at our depth chart, we have a ton of guards and a ton of centers. Where we're lacking is power forward and small forward position.
Yeah, I think we might be a little thin at center now. Well, I don't know if Tyler Cook's going to make the roster now because we have Olynyk, Beef Stew, and who after that?
Luka Garza.
Yeah, I think Garza's going to make me and Adam were just having this conversation. I think Garza's going to make the final roster. I really do. After his performance in the first Summer League game, I know it's Summer League, but he proved he can play. He's dropped all that weight. He's a little more lateral quickness. Knock on him has been his defense. Yeah. And I think with that loss of weight and him being able to move a little bit better, it should help. Right?
Rosters this season are also being expanded to 15 players instead of 13, so that also helps his case a little bit as well. So,
yeah.
I definitely think he'll be on the roster. Actually, we've been talking to his dad back and forth through Twitter because his dad is his number one fan.
Yeah, he really is. And I like how he tags everybody on Twitter. Actually, Ryan's reaction just commented that he added him on Twitter too. I'm like, that's awesome.
Yeah, so shout out to our man Frank.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for that ad, Frank. Just saying.
please follow me. Day 11 of Lions training camp from Allen Park today. Like we said, we're going to have Corey in the studio to discuss all things Lions. The Lions welcome the Buffalo Bills Friday night preseason game #1 from Ford Field, and it's going to be awesome to watch Dan Campbell walk on the field for his first time.
Let's go. I'm ready. I feel like almost like a Braveheart scene is what's going to happen with Dan. It's only preseason, though. Maybe that'd be more like regular season, but he's such a beast of a man and a leader in itself. Like, I don't know, man. I just can't wait to watch him grace the field for the first time with the intensity that football games bring.
Well, what if he comes out like Braveheart with half his face painted blue?
Look, man,
kneecaps!
I would not be surprised, I'm telling you. Riding a lion.
Oh, my God, that would be amazing. Because they said he wanted a pet lion. He walked it out with that heavy-ass chain. Lions also signed quarterback and / nickel Roby Coleman, and you can remember him from the famous play from the Rams, the non-pass interference, non-call against the Saints that sent the Rams to the Super Bowl. Yeah. That was him. So at least for the first time in my Lions fandom, we have somebody that the refs haven't actually screwed over.
That's actually a good point.
I'm happy
that might work in our favor, yeah.
Yeah, so finally, we got somebody in camp that is not going to be screwed over. And other news, Luka Doncic. And we're going to discuss this later on because we got a good question about Luka and the rest of the crew that signed a $200 million contract. He agreed to a 5-year, $207 million extension, joining Trae Young and signing a $200 million rookie extension this offseason, and $207 million. That is crazy for a 23-year-old to get.
Yeah. I think he's still only 22, isn't he?
I think he is 22.
Yeah, he's 22.
Yeah.
He's not even 23 yet. He almost has $250 million like waiting on him.
Yeah, and I was looking up the gross domestic product from Slovakia, and it's like 50 billion. Slovenia. It's like 50 billion a year. So he's inching in. He's slowly going to have the most money in that whole damn country. Like, he is their GDP.
Do you think he'll ever get a shoe?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's about time. He signed with Jordan?
Yeah, he's with Jordan.
Nice.
It's crazy to think that he's 22 years old, and I'm also 22 years old, and I am like hesitant to like eat out at places like McDonald's. I'm that cheap, and this man's out here signing $200 million contracts.
Well, it's kind of what we were talking about with Cade being 19 as well. You know, I was talking.
And he has a kid, a 2-year-old kid.
Right, and he's a leader of men.
Yeah.
It's crazy. At 19, I was a wild ass stupid kid.
Oh, for sure. I would have bought a pet monkey 1,000%. No questions about it.
I wish you would have, man. We could have hung out with it today. Let's see. On this day in sports in 2005, David Wright of the Mets with an incredible bare-handed grab. Let's take a look at this.
Ooh, a little broken bat, and... Oh, David Wright! What a play!
Oh,
are you kidding? That may be the best I've ever seen.
Wow. That's a magnificent play right there, Wright. Wow. What a play by David Wright. Do it again. Show it again. Stay.
Low key, he looked surprised about that.
Yeah.
Like when he got up, he looked behind him and yeah.
See, and everybody always gives me shit for not being the guy that wears a baseball glove to a game because I say you can catch home runs without a glove. That guy's
but how many times do you see that? Like once every 3, 4, 5 weeks?
If Mickey comes back home at 4.99 against the Angels, you're bringing a glove, right?
No.
You gotta secure the catch.
No, I will secure the catch.
Glove. What are you...
These hands, my friend. They'll catch a ball.
Not when the ball is spinning and twirling around in the air like a helicopter trying to catch that thing in the wind. Good luck.
Wait, what?
If Mickey's hitting the home run, it's going to be a rocket.
He's trying to catch a frisbee? What was...
No, if you're going for a foul ball, I guess the home run can do it, but mostly a foul ball, the ball's popped in the air, so it's got a lot of spin on it from the way it hits the bat. The wind's deflecting it.
Yeah, Stick,
so you're trying to get it, and you have
with that ball?
These hands instead of a glove, which is, obviously pulls out paws.
Listen, I have seen dudes hold a baby and a beer and catch a ball. So I can do it with my bare hands.
But this ball's going to be, how much do you think this ball will be worth?
That's the thing. We looked up how much A-Rods went for, and that was several years ago, and it was like $100,000 or something like that is what he ended up getting for that 500 home run ball.
Gotta bring a glove to secure the bag, man. I don't
Could you
know.
imagine that? Even if, but But honestly, how many times have you seen those dudes, the unathletic dudes, with a glove trying to catch a ball? They can't catch anyways.
That's true.
So Derek Jeter's ball, when he hit 3,000, it was worth $200,000.
$200,000.
When Jerry hit his 3,000.
Now, what year was that?
That was, what year did he hit that?
Bad. I mean, either way,
It's all right,
that's a lot of damn money.
I was saying
for
inflation.
One ball.
It's some more money. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was a quick look at the news update right here on the
Before
Woodward
you wrap it up,
Sports
Stick?
Network. It's Detroit's all-digital sports network, and we got a lot to talk about in today's show.
We got one more
talking
contract,
about Cade Cunningham versus Jalen Green tonight. We're also talking about Sports Illustrated ranked the top 10 QBs. We'll see if Matthew Stafford makes the list and where Jared Goff winds up on all of these lists. And we'll do it next right here on Woodward Sports. And welcome back to the afternoon show right here on Woodward Sports. If you didn't hear, we got a new show that's going to be starting this Thursday from, I believe it's 2 to 4 p.m. It's called The Bottom Line with Braylon Edwards and Ryan Ermani. You're absolutely going to love it. And then D-Mac is joining the 11 to 1 with Joik and Neil Rule. That show is going to be called Big D Energy. And the D can stand for whatever you want. Detroit, Diva, whatever.
Wherever your mind takes you.
Yeah, wherever your mind takes you. But
filthy
I
little-
love the idea of having former athlete and champion Darren McCarty over here,
Yeah.
former athlete and badass Joik Bell over there, and then Neil in the middle trying to get these two to like stay on course because both of them
man.
have great opinions but are kind of all over the map at times. But hearing them go back and forth, it's going to be great insight into the locker room.
No, I'm excited. I'm actually kind of excited too to see how my man Art handles it too. He's gonna be in the mix with Neil. It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, Neil's
definitely
great.
entertaining though.
I love Neil Rule so far. If you haven't seen Neil, he started Monday, so he's on 11 to 1 every day this week. So give that show a look, check it out, and overall, this is just the growth of the network. This is where we're going. We were talking with D-Mac yesterday. It's like doing a couple line changes in hockey. That's all it is. We love everybody that works here. Just sometimes this guy works better with that guy on the line, and that's where we're going. So it's going to be awesome to launch those two new shows on Thursday. So make sure you're watching right here on the Woodward Sports Network. Something that we're going to be watching tonight, though. Cade versus Jalen.
Yes.
Who you got, Easy?
Yes. Who I got?
Yep. Who you got? Head to head.
Oh, in the actual game or like who I think is gonna have a better performance?
Tonight. Just tonight. I want to isolate the game tonight. I don't want to talk about career.
Okay.
I don't want to even
Well, that's
talk
what I mean
about...
in the game. Like who's gonna win the game? Like which team?
I don't care about team. I'm talking head-to-head matchup. Who's going to have the better performance between Green and Cunningham?
Cade Cunningham's face when he walked off the floor after missing that shot in the fourth quarter of the last Summer League game against the Oklahoma City Thunder. I think Cade's going to bring it. Cade's going to bring it tonight. I'm saying at least 20 points, but we all know Cade's more than just a point scorer. He'll stuff a stat sheet. He's going to get you some rebounds in there. He's going to get you some assists. In fact, he could have had more assists in the game one, but my man Tyler Cook, you know what I'm saying, a.k.a. Eric Ebron was out there. I don't know what's going on with that, but I'm excited, man. I think Cade's going to bring it. Like I said, we saw the leadership throughout the game that he had, that we see, the qualities that we see in like LeBron and like other leaderships like throughout history of the NBA. Well, we also saw a dog in him when he missed the shot too. At least I did. You know what I'm saying? I think he's going to bring it tonight. I'm excited.
Well, he's got a little extra motivation because if you didn't see what Jalen Green said draft night about specifically Detroit, here's what he had to say.
Send a message to all those teams that do not have Jalen Green in their squad.
I'm sorry for y'all because I'm going to keep working. I'm going to keep getting better every day. I'm going to keep perfecting my craft. And every time I step on that floor, at Detroit especially, so I'm coming.
Hey, big time.
I'm not a body language expert, but I see a young man who's clenching himself. He's rocking back and forth. He looks a little nervous, a little anxious. I don't know if that's due to the interview or if he's not confident in what he's saying. Also, you can't call out one of the hardest cities in America dressed like a Soul Glow commercial. Like that just doesn't like. Yeah.
Yeah. And even when he said Detroit, it was kind of like under his breath. Like it wasn't like Detroit, I'm coming at you. It was Detroit too. Play that one more time and listen to how he gets quiet when he says Detroit.
Send a message to all those teams that do not have Jalen Green in their squad.
I'm sorry for y'all, because I'm going to keep working. I'm going to keep getting better every day. I'm going to keep perfecting my craft. And every time I step on that floor, Detroit especially, so I'm coming.
Hey, big.
He's literally looking at the floor.
Right.
He's looking at the floor when he said that.
Look
he knew.
me in the eyes.
Yeah, you call Detroit, like, again, dressed like a Soul Glow commercial. Like, that's not a good look, my dude. All due respect. But
I
come
didn't
on.
see him with any buffs on that night. I wonder if he had buffs, like, waiting to get drafted.
Bro, he's probably pissed because before he got his pre-draft check, he spent so much goddamn money on Cartier glasses
Right.
just in case.
Well, another guy that thinks Jalen Green is going to do better than Cade Cunningham tonight is our good friend, Skip Bayless. And when I say good friend, I mean I'm not friends with this guy, and I don't like him at all. I think these are cheap, lazy takes just to get some acknowledgement, and we're giving it to him, and that's okay. But here's what he had to say about Cade Cunningham.
Right. So I know it was just the first Summer League game, but I thought Jalen Green started making a statement that Detroit made the wrong pick at number one, taking Cade Cunningham. Jalen Green, I've said from the start, he can shoot it and score it like crazy. And I believe he has the potential to lead this league in scoring and make Houston basketball fun again. And listen, Cade Cunningham is not as explosive an athlete as Jalen Green.
Skip, but I don't think any of us saw LiAngelo doing what he did. 5 of 8
Fair.
He might make it.
Might.
So calling anybody a bust after one Summer League game is just probably the dumbest statement you can ever make. And I get it, we're here to have big opinions and talk about this stuff, but you're also here to have credibility, and then when you say something, it actually means something.
Yeah.
That's a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah, like, that's the thing is, like, you can make hot takes, right? But sell me on them. Don't just say them. You know what I'm saying? Like, piece something together that, like, can make some logical sense. Don't just let shit come out of your mouth. Like, excuse my language, but damn, Skip, every time, man. Every time.
Well, first we got Shannon saying Rasheed Wallace wasn't a good player. Then we got Skip saying this. It's like, what do these guys have against Detroit?
And did you hear at the end of that, too, Shannon started bringing up LiAngelo Ball? What the come on, man.
And the bottom line, they had LiAngelo Ball was impressive. If you look at that bottom line, it literally had LiAngelo Ball was impressive.
And don't get me wrong, Jalen Green was impressive, but, like, after one Summer League game, like, come on.
I'm getting so annoyed by, like, the rhetoric of Jalen Green and Cade and how, like, Jalen Green played so well, but Cade, if you really look at Cade, he was so unselfish the last game. That was one thing I was nervous about is he going to be unselfish? And he's proving that he wants to get his whole team involved. Jalen Green's like, give me the ball. I'm going to do all the work for you. No, Cade wants to get all his teammates involved. You know, and that's the thing about Cade, what I love about him is that he's a team player. Jalen Green's just a highlight. That's all he is.
Well, I'm looking forward to the game tonight. I'm definitely going to watch that one-on-one matchup. I'm also going to watch Killian Hayes because I want to see Killian Hayes go up against Green as well.
Some people are hating on his last performance. I actually liked what Killian was doing, bro. His passing it was just as nice as last year. And there was that one long pass that Cade missed. But I think Cade has never played with that level of athlete or passer. He probably wasn't used to it. It's going to take them to take some time to get in sync and learn what each other can do and their limitations. Like, I liked what I saw out of game one, out of that backcourt. I liked it.
I like what I saw out of game one, quarter one. After that, it kind of got shaky.
That's true.
But the way they started the game, I think, is what we can hope for, right?
Yeah.
Because that was almost perfect. They went up by 12 points. There were multiple assists. They were playing strong defense. That is going to be the future, and those two together need to be the franchise moving forward. So tonight, who you got, man? I know I asked you, but give me some numbers. What are you thinking? Are you thinking Cade's going to get over 20 points?
I think Cade will crack 20. I think Jalen for sure going to crack 20.
Yeah.
I can't, like, Jalen's no slouch, don't get me wrong, but, like, Cade's just going to equivalent to wins, like, down the line. You know what I'm saying? I want at least 7 assists out of Cade, though, because that's what we hyped him up to be. Someone who can share the ball, create opportunities for other players, and, that's what he is tonight.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to as well. I've said this multiple times. I want him to be a 20-7 guy. And that to me is success, like good success coming out of Summer League. If he would have made like 2-3 more shots last game, and he shot enough to get to that 20 points, he just 5 of 17 isn't going to get it done.
Yeah, he shot enough to get 30 points. We clipped the interview with Rod Beard from yesterday, and someone in the comment section was like, Cade tried to score 30. His shots weren't falling. I was like, damn, that's low key, like right, like
yeah. Well, Summer League tonight, and when is the last time you've been this excited about a Summer League game?
Never. Never in my entire life have I been this excited for a summer league game.
And I feel like it's beyond us, too. Like, I feel like this goes to the entire country because every national outlet is talking about Cade versus Jalen Green.
It's insane. Like, I never, like, when the Pistons were good, when I was younger, it was like 04. Twitter wasn't a thing back then. So it was crazy to, like, go last night or 2 nights ago and see, like, Cade Cunningham, the Pistons, like, trending on Twitter. Like, that's never been anything that's ever happened in my lifetime ever.
Right. Oh, man. So what's your plans for the game tonight? You going to sit on the couch and watch it?
Yeah, I'm sitting on the couch. It's actually my birthday today.
What?
Yeah, it's my birthday.
How the fuck did nobody know that around here?
I'm not like I'm just not one of those guys. Hey, it's my birthday. I'm not that type of dude. But like my mom made me a cake, so I'm gonna chill with the fam. I think I'm gonna watch the game.
Wish I could do the same thing.
What do you got to do?
Oh
Fish?
yeah, it's 21st, right? August 21st.
See, he knows. I don't want people to know. Wish I could be that secretive.
Yeah, well, too bad, Fish. We're taking you to the strip club.
Hell yeah.
Sorry, I'm busy that day.
Nope, steak bites, baby. We're getting steak bites.
What if that's what I want for my birthday?
Well, you know who to go to. Sick and
No,
Joey.
I want you to come to the strip club for your birthday as my birthday present.
Not happening. Sorry, sir.
Wow, what kind of friend are you? Do you feel like this game, though, has kind of overshadowed the Lions game this Friday?
It's definitely been more talked about.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, the Lions.
Because football's key.
Sneaking up on us, too, man. But I think because it's a Friday game, it just kind of catches people off guard. Like, Sunday games are what people are so used to going to. And, like, Sunday is football day. Friday, not really football day.
Yeah.
High school football day, but pro football, no.
It's usually that's like the most talked about thing. And it's the first time we see Dan Campbell and Jared Goff. And, like, I mean, definitely worth it. But here we are talking about Cade Cunningham versus Jalen Green tonight, and I can't wait. It's on ESPN, right?
Yeah, ESPN. Well, there's 3 scenarios tonight. Cade destroys Green. Green destroys Cade, or they play pretty even with each other. And I think either way, you got a good story going into tomorrow. Hopefully, it's Cade destroying Green because I don't want to hear this pushback. And I really don't want to get into this with a young athlete, a 19-year-old that's going to be leading our team, and everybody already trying to throw him out and say he's a bust. We did that last year with Killian. Yeah. And you got to give these guys a chance. Like, the dude's 19 years old. He's not even in his grown man body. Like, remember when LeBron came into the league? Yeah. Like, he was a big dude, but look at LeBron when he came into the league to LeBron now. He's an absolute house how big he is. And that's what we're going to see out of Cade. He's going to continue to put on some weight, get a little bigger. My only fear is he's a vegan. And, that's what
we were saying yesterday,
It's tough to gain weight if you're a vegan.
It is. And we never had like a scenario like this too. Like, there's guys who's like, again, we said it yesterday, but guys who've been in the league and then gone vegan. We never seen a guy come into the league vegan. So I'm very curious to see if he'll like grow into like a bigger body. But to be honest with you, I don't think that was like the issue in the last game. His shots just really weren't falling. We had much to do with the size, and I didn't see anything where his size would have affected him or made him play any better.
Right. Well, tonight's the night. We get to see it on the court. That's the one thing I love about sports. We could sit up here all day and talk about it, but tonight they got to be about it, and the results will be what the results are. And you can't run from it. Numbers are numbers. You can't hide from it. It is going to be what it's going to be. And I know a bunch of Detroit fans looking forward to tonight's Summer League game. Like, I know people that are more invested in tonight's Summer League game than any regular season Pistons game last year.
Oh, 1,000%. 100%. I don't think there's anyone who thought there was a game more important or more key to tune into than this game tonight.
It's so crazy. And they're playing 10-minute quarters. It's not even like it's a real damn game. What's up?
You know who's going to be a one key, and he played really well last game, is Sekou.
Yes.
His defense, against Alperen Sengun too, he's going to the Rockets have a really good, they have Josh Christopher, they have Sengun, and Sekou's going to be a very big piece tonight. His shot blocking ability was unbelievable. His defense was great. I saw a lot of promise out of him last game, so that was a big bonus for me. That was one of the biggest takeaways I took from that game.
Yeah, 5 blocks and just active, and he had a nice little left-handed layup after clearing the lane. He looked like a complete player, and he looked like he belonged. And it's even crazier. Dude's been in the league 3 years and still younger than half the guys in the summer league. That's crazy. What's crazy to me about
that part is insane.
So don't give up on him either. Like, calm the hell down.
Yeah, I do want to say this. I want to make this like point real quick too. The Rockets might win tonight. Jalen Green might score more points tonight. But be patient. This isn't the roster we're carrying into the regular season. Like, just please relax. Right. Even if that scenario happens, which odds are, like, you saw what happened against OKC. None of us could really name a single player on that roster other than Josh Giddey, who got hurt within the first 2 minutes. We still lost that game. We have nobody in the paint right now. We have Isaiah Stewart, Kelly Olynyk, and a Jeremy Grant come regular season. Like, just slow your roll, slow your roll. And Jalen's going to put up buckets is what he does.
Yeah, he is a bucket.
He's a bucket.
That's pretty much what he is.
Bucket full of
Well, another guy that never hesitates to bring the energy, Dan Campbell, had a great press conference today. He talked about no turds, which I thought was a funny quote. And we are going to get to that comment coming up next right here on the Woodward Sports Network.
Would you like to win a custom-built chopper while helping our veterans at the same time?
Then watch as we turn this bike into a one-of-a-kind classic chopper.
Watch the Call Sam Chopper Shop on our social media channels and get your raffle ticket today at callsam.com/chopper shop.
So a grand opening is happening in Centerline, and if you got a hoopty ride and you need a brand new Challenger, make sure you are there. A week from Friday, we will be at the grand opening of Levels. It's a new provisioning center in Centerline, and it's going to be an amazing time. They're going to have taco food trucks out there. We got some fun stuff to give away at our booth that will help you with your medication if you need it. And like I said, you could win a brand new Dodge Challenger just by hanging out, showing up, and being a part of the contest. So if you're looking for a new car, you're looking for a new place to shop for your meds, there is one place to do it, and that is Levels Provisioning Center. It's opening in Centerline on the 20th. Come on out, hang out with the entire crew of Woodward Sports, because the morning show is going to be out there 8 to 10, 11 to 1 is going to be out there, and then of course D-Mac and crew and everybody else is going to be there, as well as Ermani and Braylon from 2 to 4. So if you want to meet the whole Woodward Sports crew, make sure you are at Levels. We will be there next Friday for their grand opening.
Real quick, there's a car?
Yes.
But yeah, what's going on with the car? They're giving away a car?
They're giving away a car. Like, a part of the deal is you'll have to download their app, but that's how you enter to win. And, they're giving away a car. The cool thing about Levels,
that's
man.
insane.
Dude, they're about to open, I don't want to give away their whole business plan, but they're about to open many stores across the entire mitten. You know, like it's going to be all over the place. And they're going to be the premier place for you to go. And at every grand opening, they're going to be giving away a car.
Yeah, you threw in the car. Like, I'm not going to lie, the tacos and the medication were enough to be there. But you threw in D-Mac, Joik Bell, the rest of the crew in a car?
Yeah.
Bro, I'm there.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely
insane.
Love it. So make sure you can go to enjoylevels.com if you want to check out more of what we'll be doing and where we'll be at. So, Dan Campbell, the man, the myth, the legend, the guy we all love, had another great quote today talking about turds. Like, I never, honestly, half the shit this guy says, I never thought I would repeat it, but here he is, and here's what he had to say about the men on the roster today for the Lions.
I said this when I walked in. There was a number of guys that were here, and I think Patricia and Quinn did a great job of, there's no turds here. There's no bad guys. Like, these guys work now. You know, we don't have guys, I'm lazy, blah, blah. We don't really have those guys. And that's a good thing. That's not always the case when you walk in and hasn't been a successful program. Usually that's not the case. I mean, these guys work, and they are. They're pretty tough-minded, and it's just a matter of, hey, this is how you got to win. This is what it takes to win. This is what it takes to be a winner. This is what it looks like. This is how you walk through. And that's all it is. It's just a matter of, sometimes you don't know what you don't know. That's all.
Does that give you confidence, him saying that, and actually paying a little bit of
homage to Quinn and Patricia?
Yeah, it's weird that we're complimenting these assholes who damn near ruined the franchise.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you remember, Adrian Peterson last year said this team isn't far off.
Yeah.
So obviously Dan Campbell's kind of feeling the same way. Like, this was more about an attitude adjustment and some realignment of some people. Are you feeling more confident about this team?
Yeah, honestly, like you look at where Dan Campbell come from. It's from the New Orleans Saints, a team that had a constant. Then the playoff was a constant. I can't think of the last time they missed the playoffs. Obviously I could Google it if I wanted to, but like one thing one of the things when the football season starts, the Saints will be a damn good team. That's year after year after year. So he's coming from a great place, of judgment. So when he comes here into our team and says there's no turds here, I full-heartedly believe it, man. Like. And, the turd thing is weird that it's coming out of my mouth twice now, but I believe it, man.
It's weird coming out of Dan Campbell's mouth. Like the manly man. turds. It's just such a weird term that he uses all the time because this is the second time he said that.
It is,
He said it, like 3 months ago, too. Like, we don't want turds here. And it's just it's such a down-home, funny way to say we don't want people that suck.
100%.
He also had some great comments about what it's going to take for people to make the Lions roster this year. And here's what he had to say about that.
It's grit is number one. It's always been from day one. It's grit. Grit. You're resilient. You're tough. You're hard-nosed. You're a guy that your body demeanor never changes by what happens to you. You're dependable. You're accountable. It's everything that you would want in somebody. If you said, I need one guy to do a job for me, this is the guy that you're the guy that I'm doing because I trust you. I know exactly who you're going to be every day. You're not up and down. You're the same guy every day. I know what you are. Even if that maybe is not quite at the very tip top, I'd rather have that I know what I'm going to get every day than the guy that's like, wow, what a flash player. And the next day he's down in the dumps. We don't know what he's doing. Something hurts. It's not worth it. So that would be number one. All right. Now, certainly you got to have talent on this team, and not everybody's going to be perfect. But, man, you got to have some mental resiliency, some mental fortitude to play for us and the Detroit Lions. You just do.
Love it. Love that mentality. Love the way this guy speaks, and love the way that he just understands the player, because he was a player. So it should make sense.
No, I like that too. And I like that he's laying it all out. Like there's no you don't have to guess and wonder what you need to do to be on this team. He laid it all right there for you. One thing I did notice he said though is he said of course you got to have talent, and that kind of speaks on to the next video that we were talking about where we signed our cornerback Nicole Roby-Coleman.
Yep.
It's that's one thing that makes it a little bit hesitant. I mean, obviously I don't think we're having a great year this year anyway, but it sounds like this team is still building.
Yeah, they're adding pieces, and that's what's important. They added another kicker today, and they're trying to figure out the kicker position, which I think is very important. We've been very lucky here with Jason Hansen and Matt Prater, but yeah, they're trying to figure out that situation. And Corey over there giving me this is not looking good. So we're going to talk to Corey Woods, our Lions insider, coming up in about 5 minutes. But you mentioned us signing Roby-Coleman, who, if you don't remember, he was the guy that had the non-pass interference call for the Rams against the Saints. And here's what Dan Campbell had to say about re-signing him or signing him.
How much of an influence did Aubrey Pleasant or Deuce Staley have in bringing him into the team?
Bringing him to the team? Yeah, I mean, well, certainly Aubrey's got, pretty intimate knowledge of who he is and what he's about, and so does Brad and Ray and those guys. They were all with him, so that certainly helps. I mean, when you know the background of the player and you know his character, you know what he's about, then that's easy. And then you just want to make sure that physically he still has it, like he can do it. So we got him out here, worked him out a little bit, and he looked good. He's ready to go.
Put me in, Coach. I'm ready. I'll play.
Yeah, I have a question,
but I'll play.
Joik made a great point earlier on this. Was now Jeff Okuda and the young guys Ife Melifanu, they have a veteran leadership in that room to kind of help them teach a system that he already knows from when he was working with Aubrey Pleasant. Now, the one thing that concerns me a little bit is the fact that we brought him in. He's never really been a star throughout his career, but does that make you concerned at all with our secondary and the reason that we had to bring him in, or?
No, it would make me more concerned if we were just sitting pat and not making any changes or trying to improve the team at all. It'd be all right, we know these guys aren't enough, right?
Yeah.
So let's keep cycling in players. It's a new system. We're moving to the 3-4. So we're not exactly sure who was in the correct positions to begin with.
Yeah.
And look at every guy. We should be looking at every guy across the entire world. I don't care if they retired 70 years ago. Call Megatron. See if he wants to come play.
Shoot your shot.
Yeah, just shoot your shot right now.
Yeah.
The worst that can happen, you bring them into camp, they don't perform the way you want them, you ship them out. That's it. But you slowly improve your team, and you're honestly showing your team too that you're invested as well.
Yeah, and looking at his career, there's a couple starts sprinkled here and there, and I don't know whether that's due to injury or maybe him just filling in for another injured player. But I did notice on 6 interceptions he has in his career, 2 of those returned back for touchdowns. It's a pretty good ratio.
I like that.
Yeah, I like it too.
Well, we have our insider in the studio right now. Corey has been working very hard the last 2 weeks at Lions training camp, getting up early, doing the interviews, editing his videos, writing blogs, and all that stuff. But he has some great inside information that he gets to see daily, and we want to pick his brain coming up next right here on the Woodward Sports Network.
Tony is a third-generation logger that has a simple, practical approach to life and work. That's why his Coast DX342 knife is perfect for him. The stainless steel blade is rust-resistant and made for all-weather use. And the double roll-lock safety ensures that it will never inadvertently close when he doesn't want it to. That's why Coast is trusted tough.
We are back live on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. Thank you guys for being a part of the show, commenting, liking, sharing, subscribing, doing all the things that help us grow as a network, and we appreciate you for that. And make sure you download our app. It is free and available for you right now. Whether you have Apple or Android, you can go to the Apple Store or the Google Play Store and download it. Just search Woodward Sports Network, and you can have great Detroit sports talk right in the palm of your hand. We got our man Corey Woods in the building. I feel, Corey, we did mornings together for what, like 8 months?
Damn, it has. Time flies by when you're having fun.
Right.
It doesn't even seem like it was that long, but it was.
And now I don't see you ever, man, and I miss you.
I miss the morning show too. But it's like I'm getting up even earlier.
Are you?
Yeah, because Southfield Road, it's hit or miss.
Right.
Some days I might get there really quickly. Some days it's stop and go traffic. So I just get up early and just kind of camp out in the car for a minute, gather my bearings before I walk into Allen Park.
Well, how has your experience been? And is that the Chuck Norris water that you have?
That is the Chuck Norris water. Yes, it is the Chuck Norris alkaline water.
Oh, my goodness. Okay. Well, let's move on from that. But let's talk some football. I just noticed that bottle. Like, that's Chuck Norris on that bottle. That is amazing.
No free advertisement.
Overall, what has the vibe been like at camp? I've watched all your videos. I've read all your articles. But, being there in person's got to be a little bit different. Overall, how's the vibe? How's the team responding to Dan Campbell's coaching style?
You know what? I feel bad because I sound like a broken record on some of my articles and some of the stuff that I say, but the thing that I wanted to mention is I actually kind of did this on a video last week, but I didn't post it because I wasn't feeling well, but it's the same damn thing after every practice. All the players are talking about how they're enjoying coming to work, how they're enjoying listening to the coaches, how they treat them like men, how they coach them up, how when they're getting coached hard, they understand what it is. Like, there was one instance, I'm not going to say the players' names because, but Aubrey Pleasant just got in their ass. He just went at them and ripped them because he did not like the way they were performing in some of their drills. Those guys didn't go to the sidelines and sulk. A couple of them went to the sidelines were just like, damn, I effed that up. I could have did this differently. Maybe I should have did that. And then they went back out there. They did it, and he responded with the praise and with the same enthusiasm as he did deliver his criticism. So it's the one thing that I'm just noticing, the common vibe is there. Not only are the players happy to be there, the writers are happy to be there. The Lions officials are happy to be there. It's a big kumbaya moment right now. Obviously, that can change because the game has yet to be played yet. But for right now, guys are coming to work, loving what they're learning and loving being in the job. And I think that's half the battle right there.
How has the vibe been this week, considering we have a preseason game on Friday? Has the intensity kind of ratcheted up a little bit? Are the guys looking forward to hitting another colored jersey?
It's picked up again, and I picked up again today with another familiar face getting into another little scuffle.
Who?
Amon Ra.
Yeah, my dog.
Got into a little bit of it was a one-on-one drill. Him and Makuta, they mixed it up. They played it dead, and they still kept mixing it up. They had to be separated, but it was nothing malicious. It was all in the spirit of competition. And Dan Campbell said that he likes it. He said that he wants the camps, the training camps, the practices to be physical, borderline to the point where there is some friction, some confrontation, but not to the point where it was an all-out brawl. And it's kind of funny that he said all-out brawl on the same less than 24 hours removed from the Giants having their all-out brawl. So it was kind of funny that he mentioned that there. But
was it kind of Okudah trying to get back after Amon-Ra leaping him yesterday and then punting the ball afterwards?
I'm sure that didn't help.
You never know, but you know, it was kind of like I saw Amon-Ra give him like a little tap on the helmet, like, all right, now, you know, it's over. And they were still, you know, just, I ain't backing down. So, you know, it was kind of one of those things that I saw. But yeah, the intensity is there. Those guys are hitting. Those guys are talking trash. The one thing that I love to see constantly is the players just aren't jawing each other. The coaches are.
Nice.
They're talking mad trash. I believe it was, I can't remember which coach it was, but Deuce Staley and one coach were just running on the field, neck and neck, just jawing at each other, just in each other's face, but it was all competitive. It wasn't nothing like, you know.
It's what you do to your boys on the basketball court. Like, you're trash. You're never going to make that shot. Let's just shoot the shot. You ain't going to make it anyways.
Yeah, nothing there has been malicious as far as during the intensity, but it has been there. It has picked up. I mean, I got a lot I can talk about. One guy that I want to talk about is Khalif Raymond.
Okay.
Now, there's been much talking about who was going to be the #1 receiver, who's going to be what the receiving core is going to look like. I'm not going to sit up here and say Khalif Raymond is going to be the #1 receiver. Not saying that at all. But they brought this guy in to be a part of the special teams, and he's doing well in that. But I'm also seeing him out there running routes, catching passes from Tim Boyle and catching passes from Jared Goff as well. And he's fast as hell.
Really? Okay.
4.3.
Very scary fast. I like his route running. He seemed to develop a rapport. Goff is seeming to develop some type of rapport with him and Amon-Ra, in addition to already having a rapport established so far throughout training camp with T.J. Hockenson. But he's seeming to find those guys a little bit more throughout the practice. So I expect Khalif Raymond to be a bigger part of the offense. He spoke at length today after practice. I'm going to have a couple of those quotes going up very shortly on Woodward Sports Twitter. So make sure you check out and hear those clippings if you haven't already. But I liked what I saw out of him. That guy's gonna be very dynamic. Jamar Jefferson, he rolled his ankle yesterday in practice. Dan Campbell doesn't think it's going to be anything serious, so he didn't practice today. Precautionary method. I like Jamar Jefferson. Now that was somebody that you were really big on too, Stick. I likened him to somewhat of like a Theo Riddick role.
Oh, okay.
He wasn't. No, definitely he didn't do that in college, but just the way I'm seeing him being used in practice, I can see him getting out the backfield, but also catching some passes out the backfield as well.
Do you see us running like a zone running scheme at all with him?
It's going to be a little bit of everything with him. But that's one. Speaking of run, I think this is going to be a very run-heavy offense. No disrespect to Goff, but just the way I'm seeing right now, they're going to be really relying on Swift and Williams to be those guys out the backfield and bruisers.
Now I remember you spoke with a vet earlier in camp, and you said that he had the splits between the offensive tackles and the linemen were getting kind of close. Has that gotten any better by chance, or?
Well, I didn't see that today. I didn't see them practice on that today. But the guy I was talking to is Lomas Brown. I've been glued to Lomas's hip because
smart man.
I mean, I'm out there looking at these, like I know football, but I don't know all these drills. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm like, hey, what's going on right here? And then he's breaking down to me certain things that he's seen. And yeah, if they practice that tomorrow, I'm gonna go ahead and definitely be checking out for those splits. They got the guys so spaced out like as far as practice wise. So the next investment I'm gonna need is some binoculars, because everybody has binoculars and I don't have binoculars.
All right, we got to get you some binoculars.
So Woodward Sports binoculars on the way, buddy.
Hey, what about the depth chart? You brought up Khalif Raymond. Was he going with the ones, or was he just like running routes and Goff was like throwing to him, like I guess as receivers and stuff like that?
I believe he was in the slot. I didn't see him lining. I didn't see him lining up as a one. I saw him in the slot a few times. The same thing with Amon-Ra.
But we've had a lot of injuries at our wide receiver position right now, so all guys are getting kind of the reps, honestly.
Yeah. They've also had some. They got a little bit thin at cornerback, which is why they signed on Nikhil Roby-Coleman. Corn Elder, he went out with an injury. Quentin Dunbar, he's still out due to personal issues, so they had to go ahead and bring somebody in and address that. And as you guys mentioned, Aubrey Pleasant coached him 3 years during his time with the Rams, but also He was there when Anthony Lynn's 2 years, when Anthony Lynn was with the Bills, even though Anthony Lynn's offensive coordinator, but, you know, he was there then. And then last season he played with the Eagles. Deuce Staley was there with the Eagles as an assistant head coach. So he's a little bit familiar with everybody.
Yeah. No, that's good. And that means he's not an asshole, too, because he played with 3 different teams and they all still like him.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a good sign. And there's no turds on this team.
That was you know what? That was the biggest quote I took away from today throughout the press conferences when he said there's no turds here. Now, if you guys didn't see that quote, Dan Campbell was referring to Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn and how they filled out the roster. He said there's no turds here, but also, too, while he said they did good, you know, getting some of those guys in here, he also kind of, you know, gave them a little slap at the end when he was saying the guys don't know what they don't know. So,
yeah,
makes sense.
So, I mean,
who's starting the defensive tackle spot? You know,
right? I know I didn't see Levi out there, but I think Aleem is gonna get one of those starting spots. He's been really impressing everybody out there, and he's just a great guy to talk to. You know, it's kind of funny, and I think I put this out there. I actually talked to him about something outside of football. I asked him, did he get himself a Coney yet? And he said he's been to Coney Islands, but he hasn't had one yet. But he said that's on his list. He hasn't had a hot dog since he's gotten to Michigan.
Okay,
so you guys got to take care of that.
Got to learn him today.
Yeah, but I can see him being out there. But I'm gonna be honest, a lot of the things that I've been really focusing on is I've been definitely focusing on golf, focusing on the running game, and I've been really paying close attention to the secondary. And I think the secondary is going to be one of the biggest improved units for the Lions this season.
I ask you,
Aaron Glenn and Aubrey Pleasant has just been doing so much great work with these guys. And from Will Harris, Jeff Okuda, Ifeati Melifonwu.
Hey, you're not just calling him Iffy. Good for you. I'm still stuck just calling him Iffy.
Owaru, Tracy Walker, Mike Ford, all of those guys talk about how much they're learning from him, learning how to play the position, how they've watched Aaron Glenn's highlight tapes when he came in. And Will Harris said it, when you have a guy who's been a former Pro Bowler and has done it at the high level, listening to him comes off a little bit easier than listening to somebody else who has not done it. So this guy not only did it on the field, he's also showcased it during his time with the New Orleans Saints that he can coach as well.
Man, Corey, I love that you're out there getting all this
We're
information.
Spoiled, bro. Every time I see Corey, I'm fucking peppering him a million questions, man. I have to.
You got to grill him. He's living the dream right now, literally. So great job on everything that you've been doing. And, you know, he said no turds today, and we thought that was good enough for a T-shirt. Alex, you want to throw those T-shirts up? So we got these available right now, woodwardsports.com. Just click on store. And we got one with the emoji and one without it. It depends on what you're comfortable with, because that was a debate in the back office. Some people liked the no emoji. Some people said they would wear it with the emoji. So if you want an official Dan Campbell no turds allowed here shirt, it's available right now at woodwardsports.com. Andrew, Jonah, do you mind dropping that link in every chat so people can check it out?
You guys got a debate about turds in the bed.
Dude, how about a turd emoji? I never thought that'd be my life.
That's so funny.
Is it too late to add one more thing?
No.
What's up? No.
You guys were talking about the kicking. They did sign Zane Gonzalez today, and that was kind of interesting because the Lions let Matt Prater go, and he went to the Cardinals. Zane Gonzalez gets cut by the Cardinals in March, and now he's a Lion. So maybe it was a trading places kind of a thing. But and after they signed Gonzalez, they waived Matthew Wright. Matthew Wright and Randy Bullock have struggled badly.
Bullock has?
Yeah, Bullock.
I thought that was going to be our guy.
Yeah, they've struggled pretty badly in training camp. And I just want to give kudos to the coaching staff and the front office for this. You know, they got a little. They started to get a little thin at cornerback. They addressed it quickly. They saw that the kicking game was going a little south. They addressed it quickly.
That's a great point.
They're being very proactive within the 72 hours to address certain stuff like that. Like Quentin Dunbar, I think right now he's been officially gone a week out of camp. And, you know, they said they're thinking about him. There's no timetable on his return, but they're addressing holes like that. Like, hey, if a guy's down, all right. Guys not playing well, all right, fix it.
Love it.
And everybody talking about that this is going to be like a tank year. And let's be real, on paper, this is not the greatest roster to most of us. But That is not the mentality there. As Trey Flowers, I talked to Trey Flowers about a couple weeks ago. His mentality really does speak for the rest of the team. Those guys are not going out there thinking like this is about to be a tank year. They're like, if you're going out there just going to mail it in, then why the hell are we going on the field?
I keep hearing Jamal Williams repeat that same sentiment too. He's like, please doubt us.
Nobody's there. Nobody there feels
Corey,
it.
I feel like you got so much more to say. We have so many more questions. You want to stay for one more segment?
Sure.
All right, let's do that. We got more Lions talk coming up next with Corey Woods, our Lions insider here at Woodward Sports. He's at every practice. And if you guys got a question for Corey, drop it in the chat, and we will ask him as well. But we'll hear more about Lions training camp, and, we're days away from our first preseason game. Coming up next right here on the Woodward Sports Network.
You know why realtors love using Hall Financial as a lender? Because of our commitment to speed and service. We have nearly 4,000 five-star reviews already. Call today, 248-308-5000, or go to callhallfirst.com.
Morning, Art. Morning, D-Mac.
Joik Bell and the 11 to 1 show are always kind of complaining about if it's hot in here or it's cool in here, and we need someone to fix that. You know where you can learn to fix that at? Northwestern Tech. Learn more by visiting northwesterntech.edu. The heating and cooling industry is always hiring. It's always essential. Again, learn more by visiting northwesterntech.edu.
Welcome back to the afternoon show, which will soon be called The Bottom Line, right here on the Woodward Sports Network.
Wait for that show.
With Ryan Ermani and Braylon Edwards. That is starting Thursday right here on the Woodward Sports Network. But right now, we have Lions beat writer and Lions insider for Woodward Sports, Corey Woods, sitting down talking with us. And it was only supposed to be for like 12 minutes, but you know what? Corey's got more to say, and I need to know more about what's going on.
Yeah.
Do you have anything that you specifically want to cover, or can I keep rapid firing questions at you?
You can have me too. I'll say one thing, and then you can rapid fire. But your boy looked good today.
Who?
You already know who I'm talking about.
I do.
Who?
Cephas or Goff?
The other one.
Who?
Alizé Mack.
Yes, the greatest name in all of football. Alizé Mack.
Like good name.
Alizé Mack looked good today. He got the best of a couple of guys with some drills today. That's a big dude. Also another guy that, first off, Dan Campbell validated something for me this morning, and I was so happy because, like I said, I'm out there. This is my first training camp, so it's so much going on, and I'm looking and like, Jason Kabinda looks like he could be a serious problem. And I just kept thinking that to myself. I'm like, what are they gonna do with this guy? Like, he looks, I'm not saying to myself, he looks kind of raw, but he looks like he could be a real problem moving forward. And then Dan Campbell goes and freaking says it this morning, and I'm like, okay, at least I'm not a total elite. At least
You're seeing the same thing.
I'm seeing the same thing.
Yeah.
This guy, he is a brick. Like, he was a former linebacker at Penn State. I believe he was third team All Big Ten, if I'm not mistaken. Fact check that. And they converted him to fullback. He said he expects Kabinda to be getting some passes, getting some runs out of the backfield. But that dude is huge. Like, I mean, all football players are big, but this guy is just like rock solid. Like, if he runs into somebody, it's gonna be bad.
Well, you heard Dan Campbell say if he had to pick one person to be an enforcer, it would be
him.
Yeah,
he would just go, hey, Kabinda, go slap that guy around. I'm like, and the thing is, he looks like if he slaps you, it's night night.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
You want to go night night? I have a question because we had a debate on the morning show, a little bit of a debate, not really a debate, but we were asking like where we think the offense will rank and where the defense will rank. I know you spoke on the secondary making the biggest leap, but I guess what side of the ball do you see as our strong suit heading into the season?
Defense.
Definitely
defense. Romeo Okwara looks great out there.
Does he?
He looks great. Trey Flowers looks great in his role too. But he's already played in the 3-4. He's played in the 3-4 during his time with the Patriots when he played the Jacks. So he has some familiarity there. And they did run a little bit of 3-4 last year, but not a lot. This is going to be the main thing. Tavai, I'm not going to sit up here and say Jelani Tavai is about to be some groundbreaking all-pro or anything like that, but he looks a little bit more comfortable. He's freaking damn near 40 pounds lighter.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like when it came to, I want to say mini camp, he already had got down to 245. I don't think he's 245 anymore. I think he's closer to that 235, 230 he was talking about. I think he dropped that extra 10 pounds because he looks even slimmer. But if I had to choose a side, I would say definitely the defensive side, because they just look like a well-oiled machine. And I'm not going to sit up here and say they're about to be top 15 or anything like that, but I'm projecting somewhere between top 20, 25.
Yeah, they won't be dead last.
Yeah,
and
they
that's
won't
really
be dead
all we're
last.
asking, right? Because after last year's atrocity of defensive genius being dead last in the league, and that's what I keep trying to tell people. If we break this down position by position, by side of the ball by side of the ball, this team is better than last year. We won 5 games, so I don't know why everybody thinks we're a 3-win team this year. All of a sudden,
the one thing I will say is that big ass question mark at wide receiver. So that's probably the biggest reason why. Because on defense, I think they're going to be you could only go up from historically worse defense. So it can only go up. So I think they're going to go up on that side. But I don't think the offense is going to be too far behind. I think it's just going to be really run heavy. I think Goff may have some struggles unless they go ahead and develop that chemistry early. But like I said, if I had to pick a side of the ball, defense.
That's what I like to hear too, because you look at where Brad Holmes come from, you know what I'm saying, in L.A., and they tailored that defense together perfectly. I know they brought Jalen Ramsey in as a trade-in piece, but still they made the draft picks to cover that sprinkle that defensive line. Even beforehand when they had Robert Quinn, then moving on to Aaron Donald. Now, Aaron Donald is an all-time great. I'm not saying that we have that, but obviously they have the eye for it in that front office over there. And we have a piece of that here with Brad Holmes. And then you see the back-to-back investments in the defensive tackle. You see the re-signing of Aquara. That's what I expected to see was the defense. Not to mention we were fucking 32 last year. But I expect out of Brad Holmes that he knows how to tailor a damn good defense.
And Corey, obviously the biggest story of the offseason is us acquiring Jared Goff, trading away Matthew Stafford for the 2 first-round picks, the 3rd-round pick, and Goff. Goff kind of started out slow. I've heard he wasn't very much pushing the ball down the field, and that's kind of been his MO when he was with the Rams too. But where he does have comfort is over the middle and checkdowns. And he said checkdowns are his friend. That he literally said that.
He literally said that last Saturday.
Yeah. So how has he progressed through camp? Does he look like he's getting more comfortable in this new offense?
He looks better, but I not where you would really want him to be at. But he looks better. I've seen him more comfortable. Like I said, I've seen him more comfortable throwing to Amon-Ra and Khalif Raymond, and to that point, those throws were over the middle. Right. And I've seen him more comfortable throwing to his backs like Swift, Williams, Jefferson, and of course throwing to T.J. Hawkinson. But when you're talking about throwing it down, airing it out to Tyrell Williams and Cephas and stuff like that, I haven't really seen the comfortability there. It's like hit or miss. He'll throw one ball that will be on the money, and then the next one it'll be a little wobbly, or he'll throw it behind the guy. So he's been up and down. Looked a little bit better today. Hopefully he looks even better on tomorrow. I believe tomorrow's going to be their last practice. Yep. Before the preseason game. So.
God, I can't believe it's here. So what's your plan for the preseason game? You're gonna obviously go down there and cover them.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there super early just to be down there to kind of capture the scene, see if I can get a couple of fans on camera and talk to Woodward Sports, but definitely going to be down there for the preseason game, of course.
I love it, man. Well, I love everything you're doing, man. I hope you're having fun doing it. You having fun?
I'm definitely having fun. Last season was supposed to be my first training camp, and then this thing called COVID happened, so that knocked that away. But right now, I'm just out there being a sponge, because for those who don't know, the past 3 seasons, mainly when I was covering the Lions, it was as a photographer, so I was on the field. Now that I went back and got my journalism degree, now I'm doing writing, so it's a whole different perspective. It's just more than getting pictures. Now you got to really know every damn thing.
Yeah, well, you're doing a great job, and I think it's smart of you to hang on to guys like Lomas Brown and really vet them out and gain that information from them.
Hey, Coach said it earlier today. You don't know what you don't know, so I'm just sticking around to, asking some of the former players things, some of the former writers, some of the writers there who have covered the team, 5+ years, asking them little tricks into the trade, hey, what to watch out for as far as, professionally and whatnot. And, just to bring it home and make us look good.
Can I ask you one last thing? 'Cause I know you're a
Got
hoop
1
head.
minute, Easy. Keep it short.
Okay. So, Jalen Green, Cade Cunningham. I know you've been wrapped up in football, but I know you love basketball.
Oh, yeah, that's my sweet spot.
What's your prediction for the night? Stat lines and the performances.
You know what? I don't think that Cade Cunningham is the type of guy that's going to try to go out there and give you 20-plus points. I think he wants to go out there and affect both sides of the ball. With that being said, him and Jalen Green do not like each other, so I think he's going to try to bust his ass.
I love it. I love that it's become personal too.
Yeah, they don't like each other, so it's. I want to see that on the court. I think Cade, just for today, I think he's just going to try to take his liberties.
This a new Magic Bird?
That'd be great.
That'd be great.
I'll take it.
That would be great. I'll take it.
I just don't think we'll ever face the Rockets. That's the thing. Like, we never play them, so this is going to be fun, but what do we play them twice a season at most? So we'll find out about that. Well, Corey Woods, thank you so much. Have a great time.
I appreciate you, man.
Tomorrow, the last practice before preseason, so enjoy that. And thank you for all the clips that you've been getting us and all the insight and going viral with some of your content. We love it. Make sure you follow him at Corey E. Woods on Twitter, Instagram, and all of that good stuff. And we will be right back with more news updates plus some Hall of Fame talk and not Megatron.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10 and a half months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
a graduate
of Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Welcome back to the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. Thank you guys for being a part of the conversation today. It was so cool to talk to Corey. Like, honestly, Corey and I used to talk every morning about sports.
Yeah.
And that was the first time I've had a sit-down conversation with him in, like, 3 weeks.
I saw you wiping tears from your jacket, man.
I miss my homie, man.
Man, I miss my dog.
I really pour some out. Happy Corey is doing awesome at Lions Camp, and he's been giving us some great insight, great videos. But let's get into it. It is time for the MyBookie news update. And if you missed it, the Tigers are starting a 3-game series tonight against the Baltimore Orioles. Casey Mize is going to be on the mound. And Miguel Cabrera, we're looking at him to be in the starting lineup after a day off yesterday. He's well rested, and all he needs is just 2. Count them. 1, 2 to reach 500 home runs. And you never know when that's going to happen, especially with the short right field at Camden. And he's been kind of going oppo a lot. So tonight could be the night. Like, it's officially 500 home run watch time for Miguel Cabrera.
No, 1,000%, and I hope it happens because back in 2012, I invested in a signed Triple Crown ball when he won the MVP, hoping that we'd win the championship that year, and it didn't happen. So he gets this, at least add a little bit of value to that ball.
You know, one of my biggest regrets in sports memorabilia purchases is I was at a Tigers auction, and like I could have bid on the Miguel Cabrera stuff, but I got all the Austin Jackson stuff.
Oh,
so I got a ball, a bat, and a jersey that now is literally worthless.
Oh, man, that hurts.
But I could have gotten a Miggy, and I'd have some money in the bank. So let that be a life lesson. If you got a chance to get a Triple Crown winner's autograph, you get that, not the young up-and-coming center fielder that won't be here next year. Damn you, Austin Jackson. I did love him, though. I thought he was going to be
too, yeah.
I thought he was going to be our future at center field. Last night, per Adrian Wojnarowski, the Pistons agreed to a 2-year contract to bring back shooting guard Frank Jackson. I always call him Fred Jackson for some reason because I'm stuck in football land, but it is Frank Jackson, the 23-year-old, turned some heads in the second half of the season in 2021 as he shot 40% from the three-point line, and hopefully he can keep that up rolling into next season. He only averaged about 10 points a game, but still serviceable.
40% from 3 is good.
Yeah, serviceable off the bench, can spread the floor. Also, Detroit has to still work out a deal with our man Diallo. So once they can get that wrapped up, I think the whole roster is going to be in place pretty much, right?
I'm ready, man. I'm ready. Not as ready as I am for tonight, but I'm definitely ready for regular season start too.
Yeah, speaking of tonight, Summer League game number 2 is on the way, and we are talking Cade Cunningham versus the number 2 pick, Jalen Green, which a lot of people have gone back and forth on who the Pistons should have drafted. I'm happy with Cade. Everybody here was happy with Cade. I'm not going to give up with him after one Summer League game. Like, one Summer League game. I don't know how to emphasize that enough.
No, people are wild, man. And honestly, I don't think the game was that bad.
No, especially the first quarter of that game.
Yeah, he still scored double digits. We saw he could shoot from 3. Like, we saw some defensive plays. He had a strip, and he ran it down for a dunk. Like, it wasn't that bad. It's just, like, chill out. I think all it was Jalen Green dropped that 23. People start freaking out.
Yeah, and it's not like 23 is an insane number either.
And that's what he does. Like, we knew that's what this man did.
And who else is going to score for them? Like, we were trying to get Killian involved.
Yeah.
We were trying to, Sadiq Bey was running point for a while. Like, we had many more options to spread the ball around to than the Rockets do.
Exactly.
So, like, just hold your breath. Like, just hold your breath. Relax.
Yes.
Cade's going to be fine. He's going to be an all-star. We're okay with that. Day 11 of Lions training camp from Allen Park today. We just talked to Corey Woods, our Lions insider, about that. The Lions welcome the Buffalo Bills on Friday night for their first preseason game of the Dan Campbell bite some kneecaps era, and I think everybody around here is buzzing for it. The Lions signed a new cornerback, Roby Coleman. If you remember him, he was on the Rams. He committed that horrible pass interference call on the Saints that wasn't called, ended up sending the Rams to the Super Bowl, and he's on our team now.
Hopefully we get the same kind of luck, because usually those type of situations don't go in the Lions' favor. Maybe this guy in the field, the refs, maybe he's still, I don't know what happened, what kind of type of deal you had with the refs, but hopefully that contract is still ongoing.
Right.
And he's
What's up, Alex?
We have a lot of signings in this sports update. You mentioned Frank Jackson, Luka Doncic got that $200 million deal, Nicole Roby Coleman to the Lions, but there's also one more signing to report earlier today. The Red Wings re-signed Jacob Vrana to a 3-year deal worth $5.2 million annually. Great signing for Steve Eiersman. Very good on him to lock him up. He came over in that Anthony Mantha trade from the Washington Capitals, and he's just a good piece to have for this young, rebuilding Red Wings team.
Yeah, after that Mantha trade last year, like, Vrana scores.
Yeah.
He puts the biscuit in the basket.
Yep.
And, I didn't see any. I thought that was a lateral trade at worst.
Mm-hmm.
He puts the biscuit in the basket.
Yeah, that's right.
He had a 4-goal game in, I want to say, April against the Dallas Stars. So he knows how to put the puck in the back of the net, and this team definitely needs scorers. Like, it's something the Red Wings have been struggling with for many seasons, and adding Vrana is a good start.
I know you're a big hockey fan. How you feeling about the Yzer plan?
Oh, man, that's a big question.
Yep.
If to quote D-Mac, I would say, Yzer plan! But,
that's pretty good.
I mean, it's taken a little bit longer than I would have liked to have. It's kind of hard to see, the turnaround that Troy Weaver is making with the Pistons. It seems like it's been going actually pretty fast, whereas, the Red Wings, it's like slowly but surely. But, you got to trust him. I mean, you saw what he did in Tampa Bay. You got to believe he can do the same thing in his hometown, Detroit.
Yeah, well, the thing with Troy Weaver, he just completely gutted the team year one.
Right.
Yzerman's trying to, slowly peel apart some players, re-sign some players.
He was trying to pick out the turds as well.
Exactly. There were some turds, and he's getting rid of them.
Turds.
But, according to Dwayne Casey and, we just cleared out all the turds. We had one guy on the roster at the end of the year that was on the roster the previous year, and that was Sekou.
Yeah. Sekou.
Which is, I've never seen that, honestly. Like, a total revamp of an entire roster and then getting the #1 overall pick. You absolutely love it.
The most vetted player on your team can't even buy a drink legally right now.
That is crazy.
It's insane.
And, Kate, if you need someone to buy you alcohol, let me know. I'll knock that out the park for you. And the Sacramento Kings are rumored to be interested in trading for Pascal Siakam from the Raptors and Ben Simmons from the Sixers. Who the hell wants Ben Simmons on their team?
Not me.
I think you still win with them. You just got to surround with the right pieces.
The Sacramento Kings do because they are a stupid franchise.
I mean, look, I think Ben Simmons could still be valuable in this league, honestly.
Andrew, what you got to say about that? Hold on 1 second. Let's turn your mic on.
I was going to say, while he's turning on his mic, is he's a LeBron type. He just doesn't have the jumper. If you surround him with shooters instead of paint cloggers like Tobias Harris and Joel Embiid, surround him with guys who can shoot this three consistently, and you might have something.
What do you think about that, Andrew?
Pascal Siakam Simmons, I don't think that will work because Siakam's not even a shooter. He's more of they're both ball-dominant guys a little bit. I mean, Pascal's more driving the lane guy, so I don't know what the Kings are thinking. They're just probably just wanting to sell tickets and hope they can get as many fans in there as possible.
Man, I'm miserable with
that
French.
point.
I actually feel bad talking like they haven't had anything since Mike Bibby and them.
Oh, I know.
Mike Bibby.
And they didn't even come like they came close then with Weber and all Vladi and all those guys. But yeah, it's
Peja.
Peja. My Peja's blowing up. I used to love that when Stuart Scott would say that.
That's
like,
so funny.
what's that? Oh, my Peja's blowing up. He's talking about Peja Stojakovic. Yeah, rest in peace, Stuart Scott. And then in honor of the Little League World Series being right around the corner, which actually there's a team from Michigan. If they win, I believe it's tomorrow night. They'll be representing the Midwest region in the Little League World Series. So let's go Michigan. We have a This Day in Sports right here, and it's the Little League World Series, which I absolutely love.
Hi, my name's Alfred D'Elia. At home they call me Big Al, and I hit dingers.
That is one of the most quoted lines in baseball ever after that kid came on and did that.
That kid lays pipe today. He's a legend. He's holding all the hands in 4th grade. He's the man.
Yeah, what's up, Fish?
I was going to ask you earlier, sir. As you can see, I forgot. There is Little League World Series tonight. I believe it's the Southwest final tonight.
Yeah, I was watching Colorado versus Texas last night, and that was a really good game. Like, that pitcher from Texas is damn good. Colorado didn't end up putting up any runs. But honestly, like, I got to be honest with all of you guys right now, the Little League World Series is probably my favorite sporting event.
Wow.
Period.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It's the most pure form of sports you will ever see in your life.
Well, March Madness.
I like March Madness, but I love the Little League World Series. Like, the fun things, you're watching a 12-year-old at bat like last night, and they put up fun stats like that. Hey, I hit dingers, and this other kid, last night, the 12-year-old, his favorite group was the Beatles and stuff like that.
Yeah, like my favorite food is chicken nuggets or tacos
Like,
or
I love the
pita
commentary
bread
on
or
it.
stuff.
I love how these kids, it's all about sportsmanship. It's all about the love of the game. And they're really good ball players. Like, they are playing major league level type ball because these 12-year-olds are amazing.
I saw one
Have you
kid
gone?
come up to.
Have you been there yet, to Williamsport?
No, I have not been. No, I would love to go to Williamsport. When I was 12 years old, our Commerce Little League team was very good, and we were on the cusp of making it to Williamsport. Like, we breezed through districts, sectionals. We ended up losing to Blissfield in states, and they ended up being a damn good team, too. But we were so close when I was 12 to being in the Little League World Series.
That
That's
could be a
probably why I
shirt,
hang
too.
on to it.
Could be so.
I hit dingers. That's next shirt, I feel like.
I saw one kid come up to bat and like his lower third for like the fun fact said has a crush on his middle school teacher. And
That's
like in
awesome.
quotation
Shut the
said
shot.
like Miss Andrews, what's up?
That's what's up. Yeah, good
Shoot
for him.
your shot. Yeah, you make it to the Little League
Hey,
World
Miss
Series.
Andrew, I hit dangers. Let me lay that bat down for you.
And I love when they show like pros now when they were playing in the Little League World Series. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, it's just fun, and I love it. It's a 6-inning game. The pitchers are really good. They're throwing like 65, 70 miles an hour from like 48 feet. It's
insane.
equivalent to like a 95-mile-an-hour major league fastball. So, yeah, if you haven't done it, do yourself a favor. Watch the Little League World Series because it is a great, great event, and they do a really good job. And, yeah, make sure you watch that. And if the team from Michigan wins tomorrow, let's celebrate them here at Woodward Sports. Coming up next, we want to talk a little bit about the Hall of Fame. And not Megatron going in, but who is next. And we'll do that right here on the Woodward Sports Network.
Welcome to the Call Sam Chopper Shop, where you can win a custom-built chopper while helping our veterans at the same time.
Watch as the Bad Pig Custom team turns this bike into a one-of-a-kind classic chopper.
And when it's finished, we'll be donating the bike to Volunteers of America Michigan to raffle off in support of our vets.
A great cause to give back to those who've given so much.
Watch for Call Sam Chopper Shop episodes on our social media channels and get your raffle ticket today at callsam.com/chopper shop.
Welcome back to the afternoon show right here on the Woodward Sports Network. And don't forget, on Thursday, right about this time, the other show will be wrapping up, but that is Ryan Ermani and Braylon Edwards. It's going to be on every day, 2 to 4, right here on the Woodward Sports Network. The show is called The Bottom Line. And then we also got another new show launching Thursday, Joik Bell, Darren McCarty, and Neil Rule, and it's going to be called Big D Energy, baby. And I can't wait for that show because just putting two former athletes on the same days together and letting them talk sports, we're going to find out more behind-the-scenes stuff that we've ever known in our lives.
Oh, yeah, because you know what I feel like? Because D-Max, he lays it all on the table. There's no hold, like, he'll tell you the truth about anything. And I enjoy kind of like, he's been, like, reserved a little bit in the past.
Yep.
But I feel like D-Max is going to bring that out of him. You know what I'm saying? He's going to feel like comfortable. He's around another athlete, another guy who's been in those type of situations.
Because they've had similar experiences, but different experiences.
Yeah.
And like we were talking to D-Mac yesterday, like, listen, man, you played for the Red Wings, right? Everybody loved that organization. Everybody loved Mike Ilitch.
Yeah.
Did you hear about the disruptions and the dysfunctional Lions when you were a part of that? And he's like, yeah, Lions players would talk to us about it.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to have those two near each other.
That, and I can't wait to hear Neil say Big D energy, because he has such a...
He's so proper.
Yeah,
he's so proper with it. But let's get on into the talk. Megatron is in the Hall of Fame. We've already given him his roses for that. But who is next? These are the players that will appear on the ballot starting in 2022. You have Tony Romo, Andre Johnson, DeMarcus Ware, Steve Smith are part of the notables on there. How the fuck does Tony Romo get a Hall of Fame nod? Is this for broadcasting? Because if it's for broadcasting, hell yeah.
I'm glad you said it, because I was going to say, like, what has he done?
I don't know. He botched a snap in a playoff game. He never got them to where they needed to be. He put up some decent numbers, but Tony Romo?
It's got to be for playing because he's in the players category, right?
Well, what the hell? Like, are we just opening this up to everybody? Tony Romo is not a Hall of Fame quarterback by anybody's measure.
I made a bet with my boy like a couple years ago, because he was telling me, oh, Matthew Stafford's going to Hall of Fame. Like, for what? For throwing 5,000 yards, like, twice his career? Like, is that Hall of Fame worthy? But now I see Tony Romo, who's never even thrown for 5,000 yards. What?
Yeah,
I hate the Cowboys for this very reason. This is bullshit.
Yeah, there's no way Tony Romo should be on that list. What's up, Alex?
Some other notables are Jared Allen, Rondé Barber, Asante Samuel, Richard Seymour, and Anquan Bolden are also eligible for the Hall of Fame in 2022.
Those are some names that should be replaced Tony Romo easily in that graphic.
Yeah, Anquan's debatable.
And Jared Allen is definitely, I think, should make it.
I think Jared Allen should be there for sure.
He used to torture us.
Who else was on that
Minnesota.
four graphic? Was it DeMarcus?
It was DeMarcus Ware.
DeMarcus Ware's in.
DeMarcus Ware is definitely first ballot, I think.
Yeah.
Steve Smith, Andre Johnson. I mean,
I could see those two.
I could see Steve Smith before I could see Andre. Like, what did Andre Johnson do?
I mean, he was great, man. He was like one of the more sure-handed ballers all the time. I think he's always consistent. Like, Larry Fitzgerald has always been kind of consistent. Never greater than everybody else, but consistently good. That's the type of career I think Andre Johnson has.
Is this how the rest of the country felt about Megatron when they saw him on that list?
No,
because I'm looking at Andre Johnson, I'm looking at Steve Smith. I'm like, these guys. Steve Smith actually went to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But Andre Johnson didn't come close.
Andre Johnson had 1,062 career receptions, 14,000 plus yards, and 70 total touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean, those
Good
are
numbers.
some decent numbers, but that's what I'm saying. Like, they're numbers, but they never resulted into massive winning. And,
I mean, you could say the same thing for Calvin, though.
That's why I'm saying, is this how the rest of the country felt about Calvin when we're like, hell yeah, what are you talking about? He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. You guys are stupid if you don't think he is.
With Calvin, it was Megatron. You know what I'm saying? Like, this dude had double coverage on him all the time, sometimes triple coverage, and he still balled over him.
I agree with you. I think he should be in there, but I'm thinking now people in Houston, how we're viewing Andre Johnson, is that how they viewed Megatron?
And by the way, I'm checking all-time numbers, looking for a reason for Tony Romo to be in this list. Matthew Stafford has more career passing yards than him, right? And how is he on this list? That's insane to me. He's not even top 20.
Yeah, if you're in the chat right now, let us know if you think Tony Romo should be in there, and if you do think Tony Romo should be in there, please give us a good reason, because we cannot come up with one.
And I have a question too, because Calvin has only been retired for so long. Steve Smith, I feel like, has been retired longer. I think you can say the same maybe for Andre Johnson. I'm not 100% sure. Same thing with DeMarcus Ware. What's the credentials to get in there? How are Calvin make it in sooner than
Isn't it 5 years after you retire?
5 years?
Yeah, it's 5 years after you retire. You're eligible.
See, but DeMarcus Ware has been retired for a minute though.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, you could get nominated at any time.
That's true.
Just 5 years is the bare minimum. It's the bare minimum you have to be out of the league.
And how's T.O.? This Tony Romo thing is actually pissing me off. I'm actually really bothered by that.
Yeah, I have no idea how Tony Romo... it actually threw off the whole damn bit because it's so stupid.
It's ridiculous. It's kind of like... I feel like it discredits the Hall of Fame a little bit. Like, what the fuck? Like, what is that, man? We're bringing the commercial McDonald's shit into the fucking Hall of Fame? What is this?
I think me and you are eligible for the Hall of Fame now, too.
Yeah, seriously.
We did it easy. We did it.
Yeah. Maybe I'll make that one guy who streaked during the Super Bowl this year. Put him in.
So one of the things that got brought up over and over and over again at the Hall of Fame speeches was how they shortened them. Because it used to be no time limit, and some guys would spend a half hour up there. Then they shortened it this year to 6 minutes. Do you guys think that there should be a time limit? And before we get to that, can we replay Charles Rogers singing to his mom?
Charles Woodson.
Charles Woodson singing to his mom. Rest in peace, Charles Rogers.
Mama, you know I love you.
Do you think he'd stop there?
Mama.
She's still folding.
Mama, you're
Yeah, what's she folding?
I think she's actually pretending to fold because she really just wants to put that over her head.
So uncomfortable. What an uncomfortable moment. Because I think what he planned is, I'm going to sing to my mama. I'm going to turn over. And she's going to look at her. There's going to be tears in her eyes. And she's going to be like, we made it, baby. And you look over and she's like, no.
You know what it is? It's like that. Everyone's got that boy who can't rap but continues to rap. And like, even though you tell him, like, look, man, you're not hot, but he continues to do it. I'm sure someone's told Charles Woodson not to sing. And he's like, no, man, I kill it. Come on, man. I'm killing this thing.
I mean, the sentiment is great. You got to thank your mom for all the sacrifices that she made, and single mother household. That's what he talked about in that speech. I also like later on in his speech how he made everybody in the arena essentially stand up and was like, if I'm going in, we all going in. But Charles Woodson stole the day there, and then Peyton Manning. Just being Peyton Manning. You gotta love this guy. We talked a little bit about it yesterday, but him and Tom Brady have had this fun relationship for a very long time. And here's what he did. He kind of trolled Tom Brady.
Next year, acceptance speeches will probably shrink to 4 minutes. And speaking of rivals, my good friend Tom Brady is here tonight. By the time he is inducted, By the time Tom Brady is inducted in his first year of eligibility in the year 2035, he'll only have time to post his acceptance speech on his Instagram account.
Yeah, I hope they don't keep whittling down, because imagine you have a Hall of Fame career. Say your thank yous, tell me about your career, tell me about your struggles in 6 minutes. Impossible.
You know what, Stick? I'm actually going to side against you on this. I'm cool with the 6 minutes. There's been some where I've been watching them, and I think back to LTs, I think it was, and it's like, when the fuck is this thing gonna end? Because like, there's certain guys like you never got to watch play, or you just, quite frankly, in all due respect, don't give a shit to hear from. Like Calvin Johnson, right? All us Lions fans were waiting to hear Calvin Johnson's. He is number 5 in that list. You had to stay up so late to actually hear him speak. I'm kind of cool with the 6 minutes, honestly.
No, man, no.
And some of these guys,
if you break it down, man, okay, I'm going to give my thank yous to
Yeah.
everybody who helped me get me here. You get 2 minutes to say thank you. Then you get 2 minutes to tell a story. And then you get 2 minutes to recap your entire career. That's not enough time to be a Hall of Fame player and
Look,
get it.
the NFL had only so many times of people trying to speak with CTE for 15 minutes to decide to cut it short. You know what I'm saying? I think they're making the right move.
I get it, but like, if you watch the ESPN broadcast of it, they had to kill time at the end. Like, give guys 8 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm not saying give them 25.
Okay,
I'm saying, like, let's go 8-10
Okay.
minutes. Because, like, once
10
you break
minutes
it
is
down
fair.
like that, it's tough. But 10 minutes, I think, is ample enough time
That's
to do
fair.
it.
That's fair.
So, like, to me, it can't go any shorter than 6 minutes. Otherwise, there's just going to be meaningless speeches of guys being like, I want to thank my coach in high school. I want to thank every player that I've ever played with. I want to thank my college coach. I want to thank who recruited me. I want to thank that girl I hooked up with freshman year. Like, they're just going to be rapid fire like that.
Yeah. No, I think there's more quality in the shorter ones, though, because you're forced to, like, get your points out, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
Everybody's
I feel
commenting
you.
in the chat right now.
10
It's
minutes is fair.
420, and they miss D-Mac smoking with them.
Oh, man.
We're smoking with you in spirit, everybody.
Amen.
Yeah, so... Man, I can't believe they want Tony Romo. I'm never going to forget that.
Bro, I can confirm, too, like, top nothing.
Top nothing.
It's kind of disgusting that was even...
Yeah.
it's bothersome.
So we'll find out who's going to be in the Pro Bowl. Those are the main people that will be voted on in 2022. And maybe we have a light class of only like 2 or 3 people. Then they can have as much time as they want to speak.
That's fair. That's fair. I did want to note this, too, though. Kudos to the Hall of Famers who did make it, because they killed those 6-minute speeches. Like Calvin, for a guy who didn't speak much, pretty damn good speech.
Yeah, I thought he did a great job.
Yeah.
I thought everybody did a great job. I thought Peyton's was really inspirational.
Yeah.
Crying when he's talking about his dad, which I think we all can relate to. Do his dream about, the bus talking to each other in the Hall of Fame and how it was just a dream. Now it's a reality. I thought that was very awesome. Charles Woodson singing to his mama.
Yeah.
I thought it was bad, but it was good at the same time. And just overall, Faneca had a great speech. Was it Faneca? Yeah, he had a great speech. I thought it was a good presentation.
Peyton Manning has had arguably one of the most entertaining and interesting retirements of any NFL player ever, because he hasn't disappeared whatsoever. We've seen him in a million commercials. We've seen him, he had a great speech on Sunday, and now I cannot wait for Monday Night Football to watch him and Eli Manning in the same booth with Adam Schefter. That's just going to be pure entertainment.
I think eventually that's going to be the main broadcast, because that's their secondary broadcast right now. It's not the main Monday Night Football broadcast, but eventually those guys are talented enough to where they'll push their way into the main booth.
I like what they're doing here by having giving their audience something to choose from, and I almost feel like CBS paved the way with this with the Nickelodeon game.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm all for it.
That Nickelodeon game was awesome.
Yeah.
When Nate Burleson was calling it, the slide went off when they scored, and what was it? The field goal posts were SpongeBob SquarePants. I thought it was fun. It's different. It's something new. It's I don't want to hear 70-year-old men talking to me about football all day.
Yeah,
I don't.
And you know what forced the hand in that? Honestly, us, these kind of platforms, Twitch, all the streamers who go on and watch the games and are live commentating and stuff like that. People realize, hey, no one always wants to hear hey, Chris Collinsworth and all those guys.
Right.
You kind of want to hear your boys. People just talk to you like their boys. And Eli Manning and Peyton obviously have that relationship. They're going to be bullshitting each other, picking at each other in the booth at the same time. And they have a plethora of football knowledge. It's going to be great.
Well, we got a debate coming up next, guys. Big debate.
It's got more like an ass whooping stick. Yours is
Four
come on, man.
guys have gotten damn near $200 million contracts in the NBA. And we want to discuss, of these four, who do you want on your team most right now? And we'll do it next right here on the Woodward Sports Network. It's Stick, and let me tell you about our friends at Legacy Partners. If you need house insurance or automobile insurance, these are the people that will do all the hard work for you. You don't got to go online. You don't got to look at 100 different places to get your insurance, because Legacy, they've already done it for you, and they've been doing it since 1919. Yes, they were on the internet before the internet. No, they were searching all these deals before the internet was even around. So leave it to the professionals. They'll get you the best deals, the best prices on all your insurance needs. And when you call, let them know that Woodward Sports sent you, and they will take extra good care of you. So if you need insurance today, LegacyPartnersINS.com, or you can give them a call right now, 586-209-4106.
I wish the Rocky music wasn't copywritten, so we could have played that.
The Rocky music?
Yeah, and just added into this debate.
So, yeah, big debate going on. We kind of started it in the back office, then we broke it up because we wanted to save it for the show, right, Fish?
Yes, sir.
Save it for the show. That's Fish's favorite thing to say. So here's the deal. You got four guys that have signed $200 million contracts. You have Steph Curry, you have Luka Doncic, you have Kevin Durant, and then you have Trae Young. Those are your guys that have their $200 million contracts.
Why'd you steal my fact?
We stole your fact from this morning?
Yes, sir.
Fish Facts every morning at 9:50 right here on the Woodward Sports Network. But the question is, who do you want on your team right now? Of these $200 million men, Easy, I'll let you kick it off. Who are you taking? Who are you signing?
The answer is Luka Doncic, without question. The guy's been a stud. He made the playoffs in the Western Conference his second year ever. He's only 22. He's only 22 doing what he's done. He was, I think, another series close to getting the Western Conference Finals this year. He's gotten better year after year after year. And top it all off, he's done all this with no other All-Stars on his team. Now think about it, once Mark Cuban wants to open up his pocket and actually invest in the free agency market for him, grab another All-Star piece. Again, he's only 22. he's only getting better. He's a smart investment, the safest investment out of all this entire group, in my opinion.
So that's who you're going for?
Oh yeah, Luka Doncic all day.
Well, we just posted it we posted a poll in the chat right now on YouTube, so you can vote there. We also did this on Twitter. Do you have the Twitter results?
Yep.
Let's see what the Twitter results are right now. And this is still going on. Luka with 52.8, Steph Curry with 14.7, Durant with almost 25%, and ain't nobody showing love to Trae Young right now.
I feel bad because when I broke the numbers down, Trae Young's actually like pretty close to my guy Luka, and I didn't realize Trae Young got as many assists as he does in this, statistically throughout his career. I was actually taken back by that.
The Luka Trae Young trade on draft night will probably go down as one of the most even trades of all time.
Yeah.
I think it benefited both teams in different ways. Alex, I know you had an opinion about this. Who would you be taking of the four?
It's easy. I'm taking Kevin Durant. He's coming off a gold medal win. He granted his size 21 shoe cost him a trip to the NBA Finals this year. I get your argument about Luka Doncic, easy, but KD is 32, 33 years old and not slowing down. But what is most appealing to me about him is if you want him on your team and you want to contend for championships, he's the right guy because he's been in that situation before with the Warriors. He's got the playoff experience, whereas Luka, he's still just dipping his toe in the water with the playoffs. He's gotten 2 first round exits back to back. He's still got time to get that playoff repertoire underneath on his resume. So Kevin Durant is my answer here, just because of his experience and that gold medal. And I also like him because he's got no filter. He calls everyone out on Twitter.
Well, he's kind of got a filter because he uses a burner account.
That's true.
That's one thing I do love about Kevin Durant. But I think all of y'all are smoking crack.
What?
Honestly, there's one guy on this list that changed the game of basketball. Totally changed the way the entire game is played. Without him, Trae Young would be irrelevant. Luka, he's good. He's young. But what has he done in the playoffs? He's had good individual statistics, but how has his team done? He hasn't done shit.
He's only 22.
Okay, good.
It's like his 3rd or 4th year in the league.
You still got to win, man.
He's winning.
They did almost upset the Clippers.
They won a series.
They went up 3-2 against the Clippers.
They beat the Clippers last year.
They went up 3-2. How'd that work out for them?
Okay. They didn't win, but it was still
impressive. What kind of argument is that?
So, all right, so we're on crack. What's your answer then?
Steph Curry. You want Steph Curry on your team. He will change your culture. We saw it. Golden State was trash pretty much my entire lifetime until Steph Curry showed up.
Steph Curry in who?
He needed other players.
By himself.
You do realize that.
By himself, he wasn't really
by
doing much.
Himself, they were
how'd he
like
do
10 and
against
102.
LeBron Lakers this year?
He lost.
He lost, but he carried that team.
No.
Yes. Dude,
they lost.
Who changed the game of basketball on that list? Who's changed the game of basketball?
Maybe for the worst. Nobody can shoot
Curry.
like him. Yeah, Steph Curry.
Steph Curry changed it. So you're not going to take the guy who changed the game of basketball.
He changed the game of basketball. That's cool. I want to win games and championships.
He needed other players to help him.
He's won championships.
Okay. Kevin Durant.
He's won them with or without Kevin Durant.
Can I get into this argument about Steph Curry?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you look at Steph Curry, he changed the game of basketball, for sure. But do you trust him in the last 2 minutes of a game? No. I cannot trust him. In the finals in 2016, when he played the Warriors, he only made one shot in the 4th quarter of that game in the finals. He's not clutch. That's the problem. He has clutch moments like in games, but the last 2 minutes of a game, of all the stars in the league, I do not trust Steph Curry. He's like Chris Paul. I don't trust Chris.
That's so crazy. Chris Paul has never won a championship. Steph Curry's got what, 3?
But
how many MVPs? How many times has he been the most valuable player to those championship teams?
I don't trust.
Zero.
Oh, are you an NBA Finals MVP? Like Iguodala got that one year?
He won championships.
He doesn't go to the championship.
He's never been the guy on the championship team.
He's a great player, but in the last 2 minutes or a 4th quarter, he's not great.
I'm not like. I would still give Steph the ball. I'm not tripping so much on that, but it's just on the fact that he's not the guy. Like what happened to the Warriors when he was the guy? When Clay was gone, when KD was gone, what happened? They ended up in the lottery. Same situation this year. They made the play-in. The play-in's new. If the play-in didn't exist, he wouldn't even sniff the playoffs. He would have been in the lottery again, which he was.
I don't know, man. I think you take the guy who revolutionized the game of basketball. Everybody else on this list, I love KD. KD would be my second on this list. Luka would be my third, and then Trey would be my distant fourth. So I love KD. And KD is
KD's
another
up there
guy,
for sure.
Pure scorer, leader of men, gold medals, champion. But little bit of a head case. You don't know how he's going to be. Some injury prone. Steph Curry was injury prone at the beginning of his career and has been pretty much nothing but healthy throughout the end of it. Everybody's worried about his ankles coming out and like he wasn't big enough. But I'm telling you, man, if I had a chance, if you could put one of these guys in a Piston uniform, Steph Curry would sell out LCA constantly.
Yeah, but I'm not trying to sell out. I'm trying to win.
Why do you think he'd sell it out? Because
he shoots circus shots.
No, come on.
He doesn't win by himself.
If I wanted someone to just shoot circus shots, I'd get Trey Young.
Curry is one of the best. Is the best shooter of all time.
For sure.
He is the best shooter of all time. Purely best shooter of all time. But it comes down to now these days, you want a player like Kevin Durant who could take over the ball. You want a guy like Trey Young. People are sleeping on Trey Young right now. He went all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals with that young core.
But then he got hurt.
Yeah. They're just starting young. Luka Doncic. Everyone brags on Luka Doncic. But I think that Curry's way better than Luka Doncic. But just the fact that Curry.
So wait, what'd you just say?
I think Curry's better than Luka.
All right, conversation over.
Come
cool,
on,
let's
dude. Are
move
you
on.
serious? You're out your mind. No.
See, this is what I'm dealing with right now.
He shoots. That's it. That's all this guy does is shoot.
He can defend. He passes. He dribbles
steals
well.
now and then.
Like, come on.
Curry can defend.
That's his strong suit. I'm saying Luka has
all
multiple.
these guys are great. So let's not insult any
By the
of
way,
them.
the only reason why KD wasn't my guy is his contract technically is 198. I'm just saying.
Okay, close enough.
Come on.
Otherwise, KD is like up there too. I mean, you got to factor this in too. Steph was hurt not last year, but the year before that. 33. He's getting up there in age.
That is the only knock I can honestly take on Steph is, listen, this isn't Steph from 4 or 5 years ago. This is Steph today, and you're getting an older, longer in the tooth player. But I still think he's got another at least 4 or 5 good years in him.
If he has pieces around him, like, come on, it's there. Him by himself.
Okay, how
not
did Durant
much.
do this year with James Harden and Kyrie Irving around him? Those are pretty good pieces.
They went down in the finals, but throughout the playoffs, we still made the Eastern Conference Finals. Game 7 too.
Yeah.
I mean,
they were up too, and according to according to Alex, that's a great thing.
Steph
that you were up in the
Steph was golfing.
series.
He's working on a swing.
Listen, you
know what I'm
guys,
saying?
you guys are absolutely crazy if you're not taking Steph Curry.
You can't
The thing
say
about
that
Curry
he
is
didn't
a
do
Go
ahead, Alex.
No, go ahead, Alex.
You can't say the Mavericks didn't do anything in the playoffs. They were. I guess.
What'd they do?
They went up 3-2.
And then what happened?
No, I think they won the first series. They won the first series.
Yeah, they played 7 games. Or
let me see. I'll pull up right now.
Who did they play in the first round? It was the Clippers.
Yeah, they got knocked out in the first round.
Was it in the first round?
Yeah.
Oh, and then that last season, they took the Clippers to 6 games.
Luka's stat line in that game was absolutely insane. Corey, you want to get in on this conversation?
No, he forgot his Chuck Norris.
Hey, switch seats with Corey real quick. I want to get Corey's opinion on this.
Guy.
So, Corey, we're having a conversation about all the guys who have just signed $200 million contracts in the NBA. We're talking about Luka. We're talking about Trey Young. We're talking about KD. And we're talking about Steph Curry. Who are you taking of those 4 guys right now?
Luka,
Trey Young, Steph Curry, or KD?
Luka.
Damn it, Corey.
He's a smart
but here's the thing.
Confirm.
Okay. I'm taking Luka based off of what he can be and his age. If we're just going in a vacuum of who the better players are of all of them is effing KD. I mean, are you going to get it depends on what your goal is. Short-term investment, KD.
Yeah.
Long-term investment, Luka.
So
I feel
list your order, 1, 2, 3, 4. Where do you have Steph on it? Because Steph is my guy. That's who I would take out of all these guys. Because my argument is one guy in this whole conversation has changed the game of basketball, and that's Steph Curry.
Steph Curry has definitely changed the game of basketball, but here's my order. So if we're just going to go like, you know what? Okay. I'm going to go Luka 1 because I feel that if you're building a franchise, you can build a franchise right now around Luka. He can be your centerpiece for the next decade, a little bit, maybe a little bit more. I have KD number 2 because you don't necessarily have to build a franchise around him. KD is the franchise. So you put KD out there, and he's healthy, you're automatically a contender for the next 4 to 5 years, maybe a little bit longer. But if again, pending health. Steph Curry did change the game of basketball. I think that him being 3 is not necessarily a slight to him. It's just like Steph Curry has already proven what he needs to prove. I mean, he's going to be a top 5 point guard whether people like it or not. It is what it is. He's a top 5 all-time point guard. His legacy is proven. Back-to-back MVPs, first ever unanimous MVP. The best scorer in – I don't care what nobody says. He's the best scorer. He's the best shooter.
Okay.
Best shooter I've ever seen.
Yeah.
He can – all the guys who want to be able to pull up from half court and, 3/4 of the court – that guy practices those shots. And then lastly, I mean, Trae Young, I mean, he's the carbon copy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's what that was part of my argument. There'd be no Trae Young without Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Right? But did you see the poll results on YouTube right now? Luka 58%, Kevin Durant 25%, Trae Young 12%, Steph Curry 4%.
Oh, it's my time.
So nobody's agreeing with me.
I mean, everybody got their own ways to skin a cat. I mean, but again, it all depends on what your goal is. But me, if I'm starting the franchise right now, I'm going Luka.
All right,
Steph wouldn't have changed the game without Clay.
Well, there it is.
And Dre.
Come on, man. Come on. What are we doing? Let's get into that conversation. Yeah, let's get into that conversation another time. Let's discuss. Sports Illustrated came out with the top 10 quarterbacks going into 2021. We're going to find out if Matthew Stafford's on that list, where Jared Goff winds up. But we'll talk about that next right here on the Woodward Sports Network.
Tony is a third-generation logger that has a simple, practical approach to life and work. That's why his Coast DX342 knife is perfect for him. The stainless steel blade is rust-resistant and made for all-weather use. And the double roll-lock safety ensures that it will never inadvertently close when he doesn't want it to. That's why Coast is trusted tough.
Night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. The number 1 overall pick, Cade Cunningham, goes head-to-head against my man who's talking a little bit of trash on Detroit, Jalen Green, the number 2 overall pick of the 2021 NBA draft. I apologize. You guys want to make some money? You guys got faith in Cade tonight? Head over to mybookie.ag and use promo code Woodward. And match your deposit up to 50% and win some money on Cade Cunningham, putting it on Jalen Green tonight. That's promo code Woodward at mybookie.ag.
Welcome back to the afternoon show right here on the Woodward Sports Network. And don't forget, you can download our app. It is free and available for you in the Google Play or Apple Store, so make sure you download it today. All you got to do is search Woodward Sports. And don't forget, on Thursday, our new lineup starts. We're talking Ryan Armani, Braylon Edwards with the bottom line. That'll be on 2 to 4. And then we got Big D Energy from 11 to 1 with Neil Rule, Joik Bell, and, of course, the infamous 4-time Stanley Cup champion, D-Mac. And that's going to be such a fun show. I cannot wait for Thursday to get here.
Yeah, I'm pumped.
I mean, it's been fun holding it down for a while, but once those guys step in, it's going to change the game, man.
No, for sure.
Definitely change the game. So Sports Illustrated came out with their top 10 quarterbacks for 2021. I did my top 10 fantasy quarterbacks this year.
Yeah.
But we did that on the morning show this morning, so if you want to go check that out. But let's see what Sports Illustrated has to say about your top 10 quarterbacks. And okay, Matthew Stafford being a top 10. If we're talking fantasy, I can agree with this list. If we're not talking fantasy, I think there's other players that are more suited to be in the top 10. But what do you guys feel about Patrick Mahomes being number 1? I think we all good on that?
Yeah, for sure.
Everybody around the room. Tom Brady, number 2, even though he hasn't traditionally been a stat machine his entire life.
Yeah, it's weird because he's a guy, again, stat machine is not what you can get out of him, but his team wins. I just don't necessarily know if it's always due to his influence on the game.
Right. But it's tough for me not to have Tom Brady above everybody on this list. What more does the guy have to do?
That's true.
Honestly, Patrick Mahomes, their team didn't even score a touchdown against the Tom Brady team. And I know there's defense and offense, and it's a team game. But at the same time, Tom Brady is the one winning these games. It's a team game, but it seems like no matter what team Brady's on, they win it.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Who else is on this list? Let's see. Aaron Rodgers at number 3. That is very interesting to me.
Really?
Yes.
He's defending MVP.
He is the defending MVP, but with all the turmoil and all the drama going into the season, do you still see him being a top 3 quarterback in the league?
Oh, absolutely. Even more so. Last year, I felt like he came out and he won the MVP in spite of the Packers organization because they traded up and drafted Jordan Love. This year, him and Devontae Adams on their Instagrams and Twitters posted, was it The Last Dance? You remember when Jordan and Pippen and all those guys like, hey, you know what? This is the last time we're getting the band together. Let's go out there and kill it. I mean, that's absolutely their intentions this year. I mean, you saw the whole receiving corps sat out of OTAs alongside them initially. You know what I'm saying? So, like, these guys are all going to band together. Aaron Rodgers is a bad man. He can't run like he used to, but he's definitely slinging that thing. He deserves to be number 3.
Yeah, Russ, to me, is a top 5 guy. Where you put him in your top 5, kind of up to you, but consistency with Russell Wilson is the name of the game. Like,
exactly.
The guy puts up numbers. He leads the team. He can get you yardage on the ground. He can get it in the air, and super intelligent. I love Josh Allen being a top 5 quarterback because who saw that coming 3 years ago,
Bro,
2 years ago?
It's crazy, man. So much respect to him and what he's done. And a franchise is not really, like, respected around in the NFL.
Right. Well, he's put them in respectability.
For sure. He kind of reminds me of like Big Ben a little bit. The old school Big Ben with the big arm. He runs the football sometimes.
More mobile, but more mobile, but definitely. And then Lamar Jackson. That's one person I think we can debate. I know if Adam was in here, he'd be like, what is this, a running back list or a quarterback list? Because if we're talking quarterbacks, we're talking throwing the ball, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, it's Tom Brady. Not the greatest at throwing the ball. You never say he's more accurate than Aaron Rodgers or Drew Brees in the past. He's have a bigger arm than Josh Allen or Matthew Stafford, but he gets it done. Lamar Jackson, a similar situation. It may not be through technically like throwing the ball the best, but he gets it done at the quarterback position. He hasn't proved us wrong yet.
Yeah, I don't know. I have a rough time with Lamar Jackson because literally all we've seen from him is running the ball. When it comes to passing, and we've learned, once the Titans put it on film how to beat him, they really haven't been as good. You're just going to stack the box with 8 and make him beat you on the outside hashes, and he has a rough time doing that. So when you throw him on the list that high and above some of the other names on that list, like I would put Tannehill as a quarterback above Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, I mean, he was one playoff game away from making it to the AFC Championship last year, against the Bills. Him and Josh Allen kind of dueled it out, and it was a really low-scoring game. I think he lost some offensive linemen, too. Like, again, Tom Brady on there, not the greatest thrower of the football. I mean, in terms of great, if people want to put him on that list, whatever. But in terms of actual skill, and he wins game, and he's on the list, then Lamar Jackson deserves to be on there, too.
Yeah, let's throw that list up one more time, Alex. One name, there we go. Kyler Murray. I think Kyler Murray should be higher on this list, actually, with my top 10 fantasy football quarterbacks. I had him in the top 5 just because of all he can do. The one guy on this list that is kind of not like the others, Dak Prescott.
Dude, I hate the Cowboys so much. I hate them so much. They've overhyped Tony Romo into a freaking possible Hall of Fame bid, and then the same thing with Dak Prescott. He's not a bad quarterback by any means. I'm not gonna call him terrible, but number 7 on the top 10 list. When he was healthy last year, the Cowboys still had a losing record. I think they were 2-5. Come on, what are we doing?
Yeah, and he was putting up crazy yards and stuff before he got injured. But at the same time, I don't put him up there on that level with those other guys just yet. I think he has all the intangible skills, but he doesn't blow you away with his athleticism. He doesn't blow you away with how he throws the ball. So having Dak Prescott that high on that list is, I definitely would put Kyler Murray higher than Dak.
Yeah, it's foolishness.
Yeah. Alex, what about you? What do you think about this list?
What I think about this list is the top 6 is good with Mahomes, Brady, Rodgers, Wilson, Allen, and Lamar Jackson. Dak Prescott at 7, I would switch him with Kyler Murray at 8. So you got 7 is Murray, 8 is Prescott, and then Stafford I'm putting at 9, and at 10 I'm putting Matt Ryan. I don't think Ryan Tannehill is a top 10 quarterback in my eyes. I just don't see it. He doesn't impress me that much.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're watching the Miami film, he doesn't really impress you. But once you surrounded him with what everybody says Matthew Stafford has always needed, a good running game and some solid wide receivers, Tannehill's been an elite quarterback.
Yeah.
Him coming off that play action, and obviously you got to respect Derrick Henry. So that definitely has helped Tannehill evolve.
Oh, for sure.
But, he also runs more than people give him credit for.
I was just going to say
too.
he can get done on his feet, too. Don't forget that. And,
He'll probably prove me wrong this year now that he has another weapon in Julio Jones and possibly the best offense in the AFC that's, competing with the Chiefs, of course, is the Tennessee Titans. So maybe he proves me wrong.
Only 7 interceptions on the year last year, too.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. That is the top 10 list by Sports Illustrated. Let us know if you guys agree with that list. If not, if you think some people should be up, if you think some people should be down. Obviously, I think it's a pretty solid list. Like you said, the top 5, those are good. But then you could get into the debates below that tier. And we got some other things that we want to talk about, especially in the NFL coming up next. Kind of going to be a rapid fire segment. You ready for it, Easy?
Let's do it.
All right, we'll do that next right here on Woodward Sports.
Do you know why realtors love using Hall Financial as a lender? Because of our commitment to speed and service. We have nearly 4,000 5-star reviews already. Call today, 248-308-5000, or go to callhallfirst.com.
Detroit Pistons, I'm all the way in. Let's do it.
Ever since the Pistons drafted Cade, different vibe around here at Woodward Sports. Hey, Sean. What up, though? What's up, Adam?
What's up?
Hey, Nick. What you working on?
Get ready for the show, baby.
How's it going today, Fish?
What up, though?
Is my new favorite thing in life. That is my new favorite thing in life, Fish saying, what up, doe? And what up, doe? Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. Thank you guys for watching on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and, of course, listening on our app, which you can download today in the Google Play or Apple stores. So we got 4 questions here. We got about 10 minutes left in the show, so 2.5 minutes per question. Let's get into it. And these are the questions that Alex came up with. So let's start with this one. Which player is more likely to surpass 1,000 yards? DeAndre Swift or Hawkinson?
Ooh. I want to say Hawkinson. I feel like it would be like the obvious answer because passing, you can get it done a lot quicker. I mean, guys, go even more than 1,000 yards. But with that being said, he's going to be our number 1 receiving target, and everyone knows it. It's no hidden gem, so he's gonna see a lot more coverage than he used to. I'm gonna still go with Hawk.
You're gonna go with Hawkinson?
I'm gonna still go with Hawk.
Alex, who are you going with?
Hawkinson, just because he has 1, more experience than Swift. 2, he is the bona fide number 1 target for Jared Goff on this offense. Whereas on the other hand, Swift is probably going to be sharing carries with Jamal Williams. It's going to be a backfield by committee. And 3 is just he's coming off a really good sophomore season, and he's familiar with this offense more. I'm going with Hawkinson.
It's crazy that he came off a good season last year, and he only had 750 yards receiving. So he was still pretty far away from that 1,000-yard mark.
I will say this, though, actually. If we're talking all-purpose yards, I might go with Swift. Just because of what Corey just got done saying with Jared Goff literally loving to check down the football.
Check down, baby. Check down. And that's where I was going to go with this. If we're just talking rushing, okay, maybe that's going to be hard for Swift to eclipse that. I still think he's got a shot at getting that 1,000 yards rushing. But if we're going all-purpose yards, it's Swift by a mile, man.
Yeah.
He's going to be catching those little 90-degree outs out of the backfield. He's going to be in the flat for the check down. And plus, with our new offensive line and how these guys are supposed to be absolute animals, hopefully he has some big holes to run through.
Oh, yeah.
So I could see Swift going over 1,000 yards this year pretty easily if we're talking all-purpose yards.
For sure. You can get swifty with it.
Which NFL team has the toughest division in football? Or which will win the toughest division in football, which, according to this, is the NFC West. You have the Rams, which is Matthew Stafford's new team. You have the 49ers. You have the Cardinals. And, of course, the Seahawks sitting there at plus 300.
Would you guys agree this is the toughest division? Because I definitely think so.
Yeah.
I can't think of a tougher one.
Yeah. Maybe the AFC West? Is that what the division the Chiefs are in? The Chargers and...
Yeah,
Chargers,
but they're not
Chargers,
solid across
Raiders.
all 4. They're top-heavy. That's solid across all 4.
Yeah, Chargers, Raiders, Chiefs. Who's the other one?
Raiders. Broncos.
Yeah.
Broncos.
Oh, yeah, NFC West all day.
Yeah.
Oh, who do I think's going to win it, though?
Yeah.
Can you put the list back up, Alex? So I can visualize this. Let me go, because I'm totally biased in saying this. I'm going to give you the 49ers. I'm biased as hell just because I don't want the Rams to win it because we have their first-round draft pick. And I don't want all the Matthew Stafford, what do you call them, fluffers in the industry? I don't want the Matthew Stafford fluffers to get their way and have anything to put in my face.
You think they have a chance to do it with a rookie quarterback, though, and Trey Lance? I know Garoppolo is maybe starting the season, but he ain't ending the season.
Look, there's the words coming out of camp surrounding Trey Lance are Patrick Mahomes-esque. They're saying this guy's tearing it up.
Here's my fear. Week 1, September 12th. We got to play another fucking rookie quarterback.
Oh, man.
The first game of the season. We saw how that worked out against Sam Darnold. We saw how it worked out against Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
I am not dealing with it against Trey Lance this year. Not dealing with it.
And he could run. Like I don't remember a single time that the Lions have ever shut down a running quarterback other than RG3 on his way down. Like even Christian Ponder from the Vikings, he was not even the greatest runner, but he would still get off on us,
Look
man.
at P.J. Walker last year and what that guy did
We
to us.
can't stop these running quarterbacks, and yes, the rookie quarterbacks too. If the Lions is starting game 1, that's not going to be a pretty sight. I don't think so, at least.
All right, back on to the Lions. Which player is more likely to get 10 sacks, which is a hefty amount of sacks? We're talking about Okwara or Trey Flowers?
Trey Flowers, man. He's done it already. You know what I'm saying? He's a Pro Bowl caliber player. I think it's Trey Flowers.
He's standing up now, though, too. He's not going to be a down, he's not going to be a 4-3 guy. He's a 3-4 linebacker now.
He stood up in New England a little bit. I mean, look, he's getting paid the big bucks for a reason. I have faith in Dan Campbell and Aaron Glenn that they're not going to put guys out of positions where they can't succeed. He can do it. He can get it done.
What about you, Alex?
I really want to say Trey Flowers, but I'm nervous about him. It's been 2 years since that massive 5-year contract we gave him, and he just really hasn't shown me anything. Last year he gave out early with that injury, and I'm afraid he's kind of injury prone. But at the same time, we just don't know how this defense is going to look. If I had to pick one, I'm going to pick Okwara just because he's coming off that monster season he had last year. Even with that regime with Patricia and Quinn and all those guys that players just couldn't get behind, he still put together a really good NFL season, finishing the top 10 in the league in sacks. And the sky's the limit for him now, I think so, with Campbell at the helm.
Yeah, I'm with you on Okwara. He had 10 sacks last year. I think he can match that again this year, especially with the new defense and how we're going to be utilizing these guys. And if you've already proven it to me, I have no reason not to believe you can do it again.
Yeah.
And that's why I would be going with Okwara. And the last question, which AFC team has the best chance of dethroning the Chiefs?
The Bills.
The Bills.
Yeah, Bills.
Yeah, Bills. Yeah, please.
Good. Is that your only reason? Just the Bills?
I mean, I like the Bills.
What about you?
Defense. You know what they're lacking, though? A running game. I hope they're bringing that this year, because last year Josh Allen was their leading rusher in a lot of those playoff games. Actually, I believe every single playoff game they had last year, he was the leading rusher.
Fish, who do you got, buddy?
Probably Bills or the Packers, possibly in the Super Bowl.
Oh, in the Super Bowl? Okay.
But
Yeah,
I would say Bills or Ravens. Ravens are definitely a shout.
When I'm looking at the...
By the way, dark horse, Cleveland Browns.
Ooh, that's a good one, Fish.
They're a dark horse in the AFC. In the NFC, obviously, dark horse, Detroit Lions.
There we go, yeah, baby.
10-7, they're going to go to the Super Bowl. You guys heard talk about
I'm
that?
getting a secondhand high off your hopium.
Hey, speaking of the Browns, have you guys seen this video of the massive crowd that was walking to their... Look at this. These are all... Those are people for a practice. 40,000 people.
I mean, it's Cleveland.
I
What
can
else is
see
going
it.
on?
That's a great point. There's that, and the fact that just like the Detroit Lions, they're a starred fan base, man, and they got something to root for right now. The Browns looked really, really good last year.
Yeah.
I don't think Baker Mayfield's the greatest quarterback. I think the offensive line and those running backs carried him too.
Yeah, I think outside of Kansas City and outside of the Bills that you guys have already mentioned, Tennessee Titans, I think, got a chance.
Yeah.
Anytime you got a running game, that travels. They just need their defense to be a little stronger, because that's where I think the Bills leap above them.
Yeah.
Because the Bills' defense is awesome. I love it. I love the way they play. I love the physicality. And I love the fans throwing each other through tables. So,
yes.
Yeah, I wish that would be a Lions thing. See, and everybody else is thinking the Bills too. But I think the Titans would have a chance at that game.
Yeah, it's just, to me, I haven't seen it yet, and maybe you can think of some names, but like guys who've carried the rushing toll as much as Derrick Henry has 3 years straight.
Yeah.
Because it's pounding on your body. It's brutal.
Yeah, but he delivers the hits. He doesn't absorb them.
No,
that's the difference
factual.
between Derrick Henry and the majority of running backs.
Yeah.
He's seeking you out, and those guys are like backing away.
That's facts. Every year he's putting somebody. Would you call it poster and foot? Yeah, I guess that'd be a poster. His stiff arms.
Oh yeah,
He definitely have that room.
Now we're just gonna call them NFTs. Every year he NFTs somebody.
Oh
and
my
that's
God.
what they're gonna be. Those
Yeah.
stiff arms moving forward are gonna be NFTs.
That's facts.
Yeah, so that was our conversation about that. Thank you guys for being a big part of the show this afternoon. Loved all the comments. Loved your participation in the polls. Everybody thinking Steph Curry is the worst player of those four. I don't get
You
it.
guys are
but
smart.
You can have your opinion. That's fine. Easy has his opinion. I got mine. You know.
Well, you do realize the first few seasons that Steph Curry was on the Warriors, you do realize where they were, right?
What do you mean where they were?
Well, exactly. Because they weren't in the top 8. And they were in the bottom, like, 2. They
Yep,
were the
and then
worst.
he rose them to champions because that's what champions do.
Who did he have on his team with the championship team?
Klay Thompson.
Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Andre Iguodala.
Some other MVP caliber guy too.
Was it
Kevin
Harrison
Durant.
Barnes? Yeah, he made Harrison Barnes into a champion. But, don't give him credit for
Andrew
turning those
Bogut.
guys around. Give those guys credit for making Steph Curry.
He's
that
a
makes a lot of
borderline
sense.
LeBron, where he needs other people to carry him.
Come on, don't say
LeBron
that about
needs other
LeBron.
superstars.
No,
Steph just needs other teammates that can play.
Clay's a superstar.
I definitely agree with that, but Steph does need other good players like a Klay
Everybody
Thompson.
needs another good player. There's never been one person to win a championship on their own. Everybody needs a little bit of help.
Giannis Antetokounmpo?
Giannis had some good players.
Middleton.
Middleton was a good player. He was on the Olympic team.
He was on the Olympic team.
Drew Holiday on the Olympic team. So let's not say Giannis had nobody. Before we get out of here, we got to wrap it up. But go ahead.
All I gotta say is Klay Thompson this year is gonna have one of his best seasons of his career. He's gonna come out with lethalness.
All right, we better hope his ankle stays healthy.
Yeah. Hit the like button for my birthday.
Yeah. Do that for Easy's birthday, and happy birthday, Easy. I'm
Thanks,
sorry we
man.
forgot about it, but
You're
I guess
good,
we
man.
didn't forget about it. I just never knew when it
I
was.
didn't tell anyone. It's not your fault.
Yeah, so happy birthday to Easy. Make sure you smash the subscribe, like, share, whatever button you're watching on. Do that for our boy Easy, and we will talk to you tomorrow from 3 to 5 right here on the Woodward Sports Network.